Cardinal Hardware is your complete lumber yard with reasonable prices and outstanding service. When you need hardware or lumber, think of Cardinal Hardware. When you need great accommodations that feel like home, think of Oil Patch Motel in Eunice. Cardinal Hardware and Oil Patch Motel in Eunice, another proud sponsor of all Lee County sports and academics.
Eunice has a friendly small-town atmosphere, great schools and churches, and a low cost of living. The entire community is very involved with all levels of sports and academics. The Eunice Department of Motor Vehicles' new office hours are Monday through Thursday, 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. No testing on Friday. Eunice, a friendly small town with a wonderful community and amenities. The Eunice Clinic is proud to support the Eunice Cardinals. Go Cardinals! You're the pride of Eunice. The Eunice Health Clinic offers many of the same basic services that many local physicians provide. They specialize in sick care for all ages, women's exams, physicals, health education, lab tests, and diagnostic studies. They're proud supporters of athletic and academic events. The Eunice Health Clinic is proud to back the Cardinals. Go Cards!
Eunice Public Schools is proud of their Eunice Cardinals, the Eunice community, and the staff of Eunice Schools. Eunice Public Schools has anchored itself as an integral part of the Eunice community and takes school safety very seriously. Eunice Schools have continually provided a quality education for the students of Eunice through good times and bad. The Eunice School District appreciates the Eunice community, and they're proud of their Eunice Cardinals. Eunice is on the move. Are you ready?
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics. Parker Energy, family owned and operated since 2006. Their team is known for their hard work and dedication, big enough to meet your needs for transport, pump trucks, vacuum trucks, and disposal services. Parker Energy and their staff are huge supporters of all Lee County sports and academics. They encourage their young adults to go the extra mile, whether it's sports, grades, or just being a better you. Parker Energy Support Services, 2350 Avenue O, a proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Are you looking for a reliable and trustworthy auto shop? Check out Zia Auto Shop in Eunice. Zia Auto Shop specializes in lube and tires and accessories. They accept fleet company maintenance cards and do washing and detailing. Next time you need a dependable tire or lube service for your vehicle, Zia Auto Shop has you covered. All the services you need, call 394-0298 for all your lube, tire, and accessories. That's 394-0298. Zia Auto Shop, 1800 Main Street in Eunice, proud supporters of the Eunice Cardinals and Lady Cardinals.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Eunice Cardinals Gym as they are playing host to the Hagerman Bobcats tonight. We've just had the JV boys game, and so the JV boys game, JV won. It was at 56-48. I think was the final score.
Right.
Yeah, 56-48. So the boys were victorious. There is no JV girls game tonight, so we're going to be getting right in here to the varsity team. And why don't you tell us about tonight's competition there, Judge?
Well, we're playing Hagerman, the Hagerman Lady Bobcats. So far on the season, they're 0-2. They've played Loving. They lost to Loving by about 23 points. And then they lost, let's see here. I've got Hagerman, but I know that's not right.
They lost to Tatum.
Okay, to Tatum. Yeah, Tatum 64-16, so very similar to what we lost to Tatum for. So ours was 52-19, theirs was 64-16. So on paper, it looks like a fairly competitive ball game. I mean, we beat Loving. Loving beat them by 20. You know, historically, Hagerman's girls basketball program has not been very good. I mean, the reality of the matter is through the years, it's not typically been very strong. And they very seldom have a JV girls basketball team. I know all the years I was coaching, we pretty much just planned on the fact that they weren't going to have a JV team because, it seemed like it disappointed everybody when you had to tell them at the last minute that the team you were playing don't have a JV. So with that said, that's kind of the history of their program. Now, on the boys, who will play later, the boys is the opposite. The boys historically have had a program. They've won state a couple times in the last 10 years, and once again, it looks like this year they're going to be salty. I mean, they've got a good program in place, and they've got a win over Tatum, who beat us, this past week or a couple days ago, whatever it's been. My days are all running together at this point, but as far as the girls go, once again, they're 0-2. We're 2-2. We've got wins over Loving, 31-29. Wins over Jal, 37-21. A loss to Tatum, 52-19. And then last night's loss at Lovington, 48-36. And we've seen some things that are really good. Our girls in volleyball this year, we always talked about, okay, which group's going to show up, because when they look good, they can compete with anybody.
Yep.
Our basketball program, when they're on and when some shots are falling and they look good, they look like they could compete with these teams that have beat them. Yep. But when they're off, they can look real rough. So it's just a matter of trying to, get things going and get a rhythm going and get the girls kind of playing on the same page.
Yep. Well, one thing we see again tonight, and, unfortunately we've had to talk about all season, is the size difference. And you look down there, and how many of those girls do you think are over 5'6"?
Yeah. I mean, I would say half their team. I mean, they've got their coach standing down there, and half their team's taller than him. And then, once again, you shift back over to our end of the floor, and we're just not big. I mean, we can say it over and over and over. We just don't have much size. I've learned as you're up here announcing, sometimes you hurt feelings when you say one team's big and one team's not, because ladies historically don't like you to say big. And when we're talking about that, we're just talking about size for basketball. But we've got a bunch of, for the most part, tiny young ladies. And most of these teams have some big, strong-looking, athletic basketball-type builds, right. And we just don't have that this year. We've got a couple of young ladies that are closer to that, but as a whole, when we talk about it every night, you take Chloe Jones, you take Kendra Caballero. I mean, those young ladies, if they're 5 foot, it's because they're standing on somebody else's toes, and so and they probably both don't weigh. If they weigh 90 pounds, I'd be surprised, and so. That's two of our young ladies that handle the ball a lot and are responsible for kind of putting things together for our team.
It's kind of surprising looking at the stats, after watching these Hagerman girls in volleyball. I mean, they have some pretty darn good athletes. And a number of these girls down here tonight, we've seen a couple of times in the volleyball matches, and we were able to split with them. But, they've got a couple of good athletes. So, their results so far are kind of, just disbelievable.
Well, I didn't go through the volleyball roster and compare it with the basketball roster, but what I do know is historically through the years, Hagerman's volleyball team has usually been pretty salty, and a lot of times those girls that are their top players in volleyball don't play basketball. Yep. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if their tough volleyball players are down there this year. I don't know. I
just recognize a couple of faces in that from the volleyball games, and so, like the one girl, where is she at? I mean, she wore number 11. This one right here, she wore number 11 for them, and she was a killer for us.
Wow. Well, and you look at the same thing with us. I mean, historically, we'll go out and beat people by 50 in football and beat that same team 20-0 in baseball, and then in basketball they'll beat us by 20.
Yep.
And it just, sometimes it doesn't make sense when you're trying to kind of understand what's about to happen. Yep. And for whatever reason, every school, I mean, if you look, there's a few exceptions, like maybe Texaco as far as on their girls' side, but most schools have a sport that's kind of their thing. Jal is historically on the girls' side has been softball. Loving on the girls' side historically has been softball. And so, you know, you go play those teams in softball, historically they're going to beat you by 20.
Yep.
And then you can play the same team with pretty much the same athletes in basketball, and you'll beat them by 40. I mean, it's just a weird deal how that seems to work. Hobbs boys, you know, they'll go play Albuquerque High or one of them in football and lose by 20 or 30, and then turn around and play them in basketball and just
clean their clock.
Yes. And so everybody has their niche.
Yep.
And this Hagerman team, historically, basketball has not been it for the girls. Boys, different story, but the girls, historically, this has not been their thing. So I think this is a great matchup for us. We've got some kinks to work out in the last couple of games. You know, when you're playing a 4 or 5A Lovington school who's been competing against the Carlsbads and the Roswells and the Clovises of the world, that's probably not a good game to work out kinks.
Yeah.
When you're playing Tatum, who just beat Texaco last night, it's probably not a good team to be trying to work out kinks with. I mean,
Yep.
Texaco's girls basketball program is always, even on the year that you say, man, they're not very good this year, they're always a Final 8, Final 4, or better team.
Yep.
And Tatum beat them last night.
Well, we certainly saw that Tatum can score some points, you know. But I understand what you're saying, though. So, you know, the athleticism doesn't always translate well. We've talked about, you know, the boys and that picking up the balls and, you know, some of the players being really dedicated to basketball, and others is just they play basketball during basketball season, they move on. It's like myself. I think I've told you. It's like, you know, I can take a baseball or softball and throw with high velocity with great accuracy. I couldn't make a darn basket if it was 4 feet around.
Right. And you see that so many times. I can think of a handful of athletes right off the top of my head right here in Eunice that historically over the last 10, 20 years that were amazing football players, amazing athletes on the track, amazing baseball players, and when you put them out here on the basketball court, they couldn't walk and chew bubble gum at the same time. I mean, they just looked like they were clumsy and tripping and falling. You would have never realized that was the same athlete as in the other games. It looks like we're getting close here, so I want to run down the roster really quick if we have time. Denise Rangel, number 00. Number 1, Clarissa Patron. Number 2, Arissa Frazier. Number 3, Faith Hobbs. Number 5, Kiara Parker. Number 10, Chloe Jones. Number 11, Isabella Garrett. Number 14, Kendra Caballero. Number 20, Maribel Lopez. Number 23, Jasmine Martinez. Number 24, Didi Zamora. And number 45, Ashley Castillo.
All right, and we're going to break for the national anthem here for just a second.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, we have the Pledge of Allegiance instead of the national anthem there, but we're about ready to get ready
for tonight's game. And you want to continue with the lineup there, Judge, so we got interrupted.
Yeah, that's okay. We were down to the bottom of ours. Our head coach is Gabriel Gaetan, and his assistant's Misty Heiner. Robbie Robinson is the athletic director here. We've got Billy Hobbs and Exanne Hobbs sitting down there at the scorer's table helping tonight. On the Hagerman side, they've got number 1, Carlise Villa. Number 2, Natalie Alvidrez. Number 3, Natalie Gomez. Number 5, Crystal Olivas. Number 11, Nakoma Stewart. Number 12, Raylene Thomas. Number 13, Exmina Chacon. Number 14, Zeta Stewart. Number 21, Ariana Reyes. Number 23, Shalea Gonzalez. Number 25, April Nassis. Number 32, Michaela Diaz. Number 33, Sylvia Acosta. And then they've got a young lady listed on here, Yamil Ortiz, their head coach, James Scott.
And when we look at the roster, this is a really young team. This is the first time I realized they have no seniors on this team. They've got an 8th grader and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 freshmen.
Yeah, young group. And, you know, if I recall correctly, their volleyball team looked kind of like that too. When you looked at the volleyball roster, you were like, wow, they're pretty good and they're super young. And
yeah, they're going to be back again next year for no doubt.
And I think Cloudcroft, when we played Cloudcroft, I think I recall them being something similar to that.
Yep.
I believe that was Cloudcroft we played in the semis. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yes. and they went on to win it all.
Yep.
And they were very young. I think they had 4 or 5 8th graders up there playing when we played them.
Although the one senior
Yes.
certainly made a difference in their
Yes.
game.
And she was tough. But, yeah, that is very true. It looks like we're getting ready to start here. We got the referees checking the air pressure on the basketball tire.
Oh, no deflate gate?
Yes, we don't want to have deflate gate. No Tom Brady here today. So the officials are getting ready to start. Once again, we are not doing a jump ball this year. They are just starting alternate possessions. The visiting team throws the ball in at half court, and so we get ready to start this. We will get up and running here within the next couple of seconds. I think we're just waiting on the thumbs up. Here we go.
All right, action underway here tonight. Boy, those numbers are hard to read there. That's Gomez who's got the ball. She's a freshman out there. Come over Villa, back to Gomez. Go to Alvarez, Gomez, and they're just throwing the ball around the top of the key so far. Looks like they're trying to set something down underneath in the post, but we've had like 15 passes right atop the key.
Yeah. You know, something else that we notice here, Clarissa Patron, who turned an ankle last night, is not out there in the starting 5, so I don't know if she's injured or if that's just an adjustment we've made.
Yep. I didn't even notice it, but you're right. Rangel's out there in her place now, and so they try to drive in, and and Hobbs steals the ball away on Rangel, and they get the ball, and so no jump, and here comes Rangel down the court. She forwards it to Caballero. Caballero brings it back out. They get inside to go over to Hobbs. She drives the baseline and knocked away and dribbles it out of bounds. So Cardinals turn it over, so minute and 2 seconds gone out of the game, and
yeah, she stepped over the end line there, and so that'll turn it back over to Eunice.
Into Frazier, to Caballero. She's looking to drive down. She comes up, and her shot is blocked, and the ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Cardinals. All right, no, it's not. I thought it was green, but okay, now we got it corrected. It's going to go back over to the Bobcats. And the Cardinals have the full court press on it, and Hobb intercepts the inbound passes, drives up here, and so we get the first shot, and we're going to have a foul there. And let's see who that foul is on.
Yeah, so Faith Hobbs is able to drive that ball to the basket, and right at the rim as she attacked, she was fouled. So that'll send her to the free throw line. The senior will get 2 free throws here as soon as the officials are finished explaining to the score table what's going on. So here she goes. They've handed her the ball, and she's ready for the shot number 1.
And she comes up just a little short on that one.
So she'll get handed the ball for shot number 2. 6:46 remaining here in the first quarter. No score. We're starting early.
And she sinks the second one, so we get a 1-point lead there. And then we've got and they've got a breakaway there. Comes up, pulls it, and her shot is no good. Rebound is off to the Bobcats. They're looking to be a little bit more aggressive than the first time they got the ball. Still tossing around up at the top of the court. Back and forth, back and forth. Now they have a different rotation out there as they want to drive something down in. And nothing again. We've got like 40 seconds gone so far here where they've run the ball down, and they haven't gotten inside, made any attempt to go inside the three-point line. There we go, drive in, and she comes out. And it's almost taken away by Hobbs, and now we have a shot up there, and it's no good. And see which way the ball's going, and the ball goes. Well, it was out of bounds, and so it was off the Cardinals, so it's going to remain Bobcat ball. And we have 2 minutes and 13 seconds gone, and we've had 2 balls touch the rim.
Yeah, so we've got mass substitutions coming here for Hagerman, so multiple people come in. Eunice still has the same group out there.
Well, they certainly brought some more height in underneath there, so maybe they're going to try and hit the ball into the post. And Frazier knocks that ball away, but the Bobcats are able to recover. As Hobbs is coming now out, Frazier comes out, and then Caballero steals it away, and she's got a breakaway, and she's got Rangel down there. And she drives in, and her shot is blocked, but she is fouled also. so she's going to go to the line.
I don't think they called a foul. They called the ball out of bounds on the baseline. So 5:26 remaining. Hobbs will inbound it on the baseline.
So it was on the block. All right, so now Caballero back over to Frazier. Frazier said two-pointer is no good. And the rebound goes off the Bobcats. Cardinals come out with a full court press. Frazier needs to be careful about that reaching in there. All right. There definitely, she drives in there and she gets the ball knocked away from her, but it stays with the Bobcats. We need to switch positions again. All right, and we got Caballero steals the ball away. It goes over to Frazier, and the ball, she almost got it stolen back away from her. She goes to Hobbs over on the right-hand side, back to Frazier. Frazier's shot is up and no good. The rebound is off to Garrett. Rangel gets the ball, and she goes up, and her shot is partially blocked, and the rebound off to the Bobcats. Looks like the Bobcats have got a timeout here on the court as we have 1-0 with 3 minutes and 25 seconds gone in the game.
Yeah, and I don't know why, but my phone hello, I hear it again now. Okay. I was worried that maybe our thing shut down again there for a minute because my headset froze up and my phone was froze up that I'm doing the score on. So, yeah, we've just, just really hadn't been able to get anything going here, which neither team has. It's 1-0, and we're halfway through the first quarter. We've only had a few shots on goal at this point.
And I would say only with the exception of the free throws, we've only had 2 actually hit iron.
Yeah.
On both sides of the court.
Yeah, so 4:35 remaining here in the first. Hagerman will inbound the ball the length of the floor here.
And Caballero, that's Jones. She steals away for a second, and they get it back. And it's down there, and now they get the ball. Patron is back in the system, so that must be just a change in lineup because Patron is in the game now. And Hobbs is trying to drive down. She goes across court to Jones, and the ball gets away, and it's taken over by the Bobcats. The Bobcats come back down the court. Crystal Levis, and then we got a three-point attempt out there, and that is no good, and the rebound is off to Caballero as she brings the ball down court. She's got a lead, and she overthrows Patron as both Martinez and Patron were out there in front. She just let them a little too much.
Yeah. One of the big things when you're in transition like that you've got to do is you've got to get out wide. You can't throw the ball up the middle of the floor because when you do, that's where everybody runs. As soon as the ball's in transition, everybody runs right up the middle toward the next end, and you've got to get out wide and make that exit pass out wide.
Well, Caballero and the full court press, and they have them tied up down there. They get the ball across, and Patron, it looks like Patron knocks the ball out of bounds. And so the Bobcats will come down and set up here on the right-hand side. And be looking to inbound the ball. 3:46 left in the first. Score 1-0 Cardinals. So again, Hagerman being very, very deliberate and not really attacking the paint. And here they drive in. She comes out, and the ball's knocked away, and it's on the floor. And Hobbs is going to be fouled as they try and get the jump ball, but Hobbs is fouled.
Yeah, 3:29 remaining here in the first, and Eunice will get an opportunity to inbound here.
And that foul was on number 25, Nassis. That's her first foul. 2 team fouls on the Bobcats and none on the Cardinals. Patron looks out to the left-hand side. She comes did come inside. Now she goes back to Patron, and Patron gets the 2-pointer there, and they've tripled the score.
Yeah, it's now 3-0. 3 minutes remaining here in the first quarter.
Whoa! Okay, Hobbs just tried to do a takedown on the floor there, and I hear you. So
I went dead on my end. She landed on her pretty hard there in the center. There we go. It's now 3-0 with 3 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Eunice is up early.
So we got a substitution, and Hobbs is on the bench now. And she's had a few of the, she's fouled out 2 of the last 3 games, but because she gives up some of those, kind of silly fouls. I don't mean to be disrespectful to the girl, but that last one was just silly.
Right, yeah, I agree.
All right, the shot is up there. 2-pointer, and the rebound comes to Cardinals, and they got Patron wide open there. And Patron drives down, and, well, she's definitely fouled as the girl has her arm around the throat. And
yeah, definitely a foul there is called by the officials. It's now 3-0, 2:36 remaining here in the first, and Patron will go to the line. So Clarissa Patron will go to the line. The senior, she'll have an opportunity to shoot 2. Typically a starter out of the starting lineup tonight. However, she did hurt an ankle last night. She makes the first one, making it 4-0. Eunice here early in this game. 2:36 remaining in the first quarter, and she'll get an opportunity to shoot another here. That one's up, and it is off the front of the rim. The Hagerman knocks it out of bounds. Oh, no.
What?
So,
okay.
So that ball will go back over to Hagerman. I can't. Okay, now he's switching it.
Yeah, I was like, how the heck was that? But
yeah. So
sometimes we're a little confused up here.
Absolutely. So now it's Eunice's ball.
All right, here's Jones. She's going to drive around. She goes up and shoots in, and she's going to be fouled, so she's going to go to the line as her little runner was just a little long there and went banged off the far side of the rim.
Yeah, one of the things that she and I talked about yesterday was she said, well, I'm struggling to knock down shots. And I said, you know, the best way to get over that is to get to the rim. The closer you can get, the easier those shots get when you're standing out there throwing them up over and over from the outside. Sometimes it is tough. She misses the first of those 2 free throws right there. So she'll get an opportunity to make a second one here. 2:30 remaining in the first, 4-0 Eunice.
And she buries the second one.
So that makes it 5-0 in favor of Eunice. A couple of substitutions coming in for Hagerman during the dead ball. And there we go. I'm wiggling.
Yep.
I've got an interesting short in my headset or something, so sometimes I go dead. But
so the Cardinals are pressing. And now they finally get it across court there. They bring it down the paint, and there's going to be a foul on the Cardinals, and I think that maybe Caballero's called for that foul. That'll be her first one of the game.
I like the aggression, that trip down the floor. The defense seemed to be out there getting after it, and I didn't move the...
Yep, so that foul's on Kendra Caballero. That's her first foul, only second team foul on the Cardinals. They bring it back into Olivas. She brings the ball across the court. She's being guarded by Caballero, and she kind of drives down. The ball's knocked away for her, and Martinez picks the ball up. Has the lead to Patron. It's a little short, and the Bobcats get it back. So they had a little bit of breakaway, and they just kind of, last time down they overthrew, and this time she underthrew.
Well, once again, we're throwing it down the middle. That is the one place you don't throw the outlet pass, and so that's twice it's bit us here.
All right, so I think we're going to have, well, I think that first contact was the ankle, but he's calling the arm.
Yeah, so 1:51 remaining here in the first quarter, 5-0 in favor of Eunice.
And that foul was on Patron, so 3 team fouls. And Bobcats will inbound it on the baseline. And she gets called for double dribbles there, and that's a turnover back to the Cardinals.
Yeah, so that'll put the ball back in the hands of the Cardinals here. You'll have Rangel bringing the ball down. 1:49 remaining in the quarter, 5-0 Eunice.
And Garrett, but she's knocked away, but Frazier is able to get it, and the jump ball there. And,
you know, that's that same problem that we ran into yesterday. We are wanting to give the ball to that high post, but when there's 2 or 3 defenders standing on each side, it's probably not a good idea. We've got a dribble drive to attack that, and then that'll open us up.
And Garrett gets the ball inside. Her shot is up, and she gets a rebound, and then it goes back off. The next one is off to the Bobcats as they drive down and pull up for a shot, and they make their first basket of the day. I mean, 6.5 minutes gone in the game before they get their first basket.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yep. And Garrett goes drive in, and she loses the dribble, but it looks like they're going to call it bouncing off one of the legs of the Bobcats. All right. So Jones over to the left-hand side. She drives around. She goes to Rangel. Rangel pulls up, and she buries that 2-pointer.
Yeah, 7-2 now, Eunice. 1:04 remaining here in the first.
The press causes another turnover as Frazier gets the ball away. She comes driving in. Her shot is no good. Martinez is there, but the rebound goes off to the Bobcats. And, okay, it looks like we're going to have a foul there on the Cardinals.
Well, and I forgot to.
And so that is on, that's on Frazier. That's her first. So 14 fouls on each. We've got 40-something seconds left here in the first quarter. 7-2. And the ball turns away between Jones and then we have the outlet pass to Martinez. Martinez comes down. Her shot is up and no good. Jones tries the rebound, but it's off to the Bobcats as they're going to try and down 26 seconds. And are they going to call Jones for a foul there?
Yeah, she reached right there, and I am doing a terrible job today as a cameraman again.
So that's the 5th team foul on the Cardinals, and so far nobody has more than one foul.
22 seconds here remaining in the first quarter. And Eunice leads 7-2.
And Hagerman's kind of confused about who's supposed to be on the court and who's not.
Yeah. I'd like to see us pressure right there.
And the inbound pass is stolen by Jones. And that was nice. She went down on one knee but maintained her dribble. She comes off to Rangel. Rangel over to Frazier. Frazier drives in. Her shot is no good. Martinez's shot is up and no good. And the ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to go back over to the Bobcats. 7.87 seconds left, 7-2. All right, press on and trying it, and it's intercepted. Oh, and number 13 there, Cone. She's an eighth grader according to this.
Yeah, I believe it.
But she's probably one of the tallest girls out there.
Yeah, with just under 6 seconds to go, Eunice leads 7-2 here in the first quarter. So 6 seconds, less than 6 seconds to go here in the first.
Cardinals inbounding the ball. Over to Jones, over to Rangel. Rangel pulls up her two-pointer. It's blocked. She gets a rebound back. It is short, and that is the end of the quarter.
Yeah, just we're up 7-2, but overall not a very pretty quarter for sure. So, we just seem to not be able to get anything going, and that's the way we've been the last couple of games. So, we'll see if we can make some adjustments here at the in between quarters and get some things going. I mean, we're definitely winning 7-2, which is definitely a good thing. But those few points that we've got have just kind of been scramble points. We haven't had any off a good offensive play or an offensive set or
we have 3 of them off of free throws.
Yes. So anyway, we. As a whole, I mean, you got to be happy up 7-2, but I still think we've got some things that we need to do a little better. But, Coach Gaetan will work with them down there and see if he can get those things ironed out. Looks like our boys are up and probably headed to the locker room to finish getting all their last-minute things together. Got to finish doing their hair and makeup and whatnot so that they'll be ready for this game a little later. So the officials have give the first horn there, and both teams are coming out. Looks like we've got, I think that's the starting 5 back out on the floor from earlier today. Yep. And we'll have Hagerman with the ball, and here we go.
So we're going to start the second, and both teams have 5 fouls, so more than likely we'll end up in the bonus shooting free throws here.
Well, and the clock has still not stopped. It's still showing. Yeah, that's what I mean. It still has not started here.
There. Well, now they try to get it going.
There they go.
Hobbs comes down, and her shot is blocked, and the rebound, and we got the breakdown here for the Bobcats, but it's knocked away by Rangel. So Caballero has it, and she comes down to Hobbs and see if Hobbs has a better outcome this time. Hobbs' shot is up is no good, but she is fouled and will go to the line.
Yeah, and I'm going to say it again, and you're going to notice it because we're trying to pressure, we're trying to transition. In transition, you don't want to throw the ball up the middle of the floor. You want to get the ball out on the wings and transition up the sideline. And I had an old coach once tell me in Hobbs, actually, an old Hobbs coach once told me that if you put a magic marker on the bottom of everyone's shoe and had them run back and forth for a game, that whole center part of the court would just be black.
Yep.
And all the outside edges would not have near the traffic in it. So when you're in transition, you always want to transition down the sidelines, and we keep grabbing the ball and throwing it right down the middle.
Hobbs made the first one and misses the second shot. The rebound goes over to Frazier. Back to Hobbs. She's going to look across court to Caballero. Caballero looks like she's going to drive down. She comes underneath and drops it in. Nice running little shot there.
Yeah, nice shot there by Kinder Caballero.
10-2 now. And that press, we get another jump ball out of it. So depending what's going, it looks like it's going to be white ball. So that jump ball turns into turnover.
Yeah, it's a turnover. So 7:22 remaining in the half. Eunice up 10-2.
All right, Rangel over to Frazier. Frazier goes across to Caballero, who pulls up for a little two-pointer, and she buries it. Nice little shot there.
Yeah,
Nothing but net.
12-2 there for Eunice.
And now they've got the fast break going on, a little running layup, and she misses the layup, and the rebound goes off to, it looks like number 35, 32. That's Diaz.
12-4 in favor of Eunice.
So Diaz followed that up and got the rebound and put it back up to get their second basket of the game. And Diaz just intercepts the pass on the Cardinals, but it's stolen right back away by Rangel. And then has Rangel is stolen. Rangel steals it back and goes to Caballero. Caballero goes to go up, and she is fouled. We had 3 exchanges in about 15 seconds there between the same two players.
Yeah. I'm not doing a very good job as the cameraman anyway, but those exchanges right there had me about the time I'd move it to one end, they'd go the other way, and I was really messed up there.
All right, Caballero's going to go to the line. That is fouls on Nassis, and that's her second foul. Caballero misses the front end of that.
So it makes it 12-4, 6:34 remaining. Chloe Jones gets an opportunity here to come back into the game.
As Rangel looks like she's hurting a little bit there after that tussle on the floor. And Caballero's shot is no good, and Garrett gets the rebound. And is Garrett going to be fouled? Or?
Yeah, they called a foul, so she'll go to the free throw line for 2. 6:31 now remaining in the half. 12-4 Eunice, and Isabella Garrett will go to the free throw line.
And that is the 8th, so they're in the bonus too now.
That first one's short off the front of the rim, and so the referees will shuffle it around. We've got a substitution. Patron comes in for Kinder Caballero, and they give it back to her now for free throw number 2. 12-4, 6:31 remaining in the half.
All right, Garrett's second shot, and this one she drops it.
Yeah, the bank was open right there. Yeah. She banked it in.
Well, the Cardinals are in the bonus now, too. And Frazier knocks that ball away, and that press forces another turnover, but the ball goes out, so it'll stay with the Bobcats, but forces them to take the ball out and reset their offense.
Yeah, that's Patron that got up there and got a hand on that and knocked it out. It's now 6:25 remaining, 13-4 Eunice.
So the Cardinals are being more aggressive out here, too. They're not letting them just set out, so they're going out to pressure them. And they're going to call a travel there. So the young lady pulls up against Garrett and obviously throws her basket up, but unfortunately she's called for traveling and the points don't count.
Yeah, so 6:14 remaining here in the second. Eunice will inbounds the ball up 13-4.
All right, Jones brings the ball down court. She comes across to Patron. Patron looks to drive in. She goes out to Hobbs. Hobbs' shot is knocked away, and the rebound goes over to the Bobcats. Bobcats running down their jumper, no good, and so the rebound goes back over to the Cardinals. As we almost had 3 of the Cardinals knock the ball away to the Bobcats.
Yeah, so the ball goes out of bounds. It'll still be Eunice ball. 5:49 remaining in the second. 13-4 Eunice. I'm not sure Coach Gaetan was hollering at him about something. He was not happy about something that happened.
Our Patron goes in. She goes into Garrett. Garrett's then down, and Garrett's going to be fouled again as they get the ball in here to the low line on the baseline.
Yeah, so 5:44 remaining in the second. 13-4 Eunice. Isabella Garrett will go to the free throw line again. You have Ashley Rangel headed over to the scorer's table for the Cardinals. Isabella Garrett takes 3 dribbles, and she's ready to shoot the first one. It rattles out. It does not go in. It's still 13-4. You have, let's see, like I said, you have Rangel over there at the scorer's table, but Maribel Lopez comes in for Faith Hobbs. Hobbs will have a seat.
We don't see much of her.
She does a really good job in the JV game so far, and this is her first year to play basketball.
And Garrett misses both ends of her free throws, and we're going to have a jump ball on the ground, and that should be Bobcat ball. Yes, it is.
So Ashley comes in for Bella. Bella will step off. Eunice is still in the press.
And the ball knocked out of bounds there by Frazier. Oh, they're going to say it's no. Yeah, this was a green ball. I mean, Frazier was looking at it, trying to inbound, maybe influence the referee there, but they got it right that time. And they go in deep and throw it away as they try to high post there, and they clear their center by about 1.5 feet.
Yeah, so it's 13-4, 5:32 remaining here in the half. Jones will bring the ball up the floor.
Shot is no good. Rebounds on the floor there. It looks like we're going to get a jump ball there on the ground. No, looks like we're going to get a foul, not a jump. Yep. So we're going to foul, and I think that foul is going to be on Patron. Yeah, that's on Patron. That's her second foul. And the shot is up and no good, and it's back of the rebound. And we're going to have another foul there. This one is going to be on Lopez.
Yeah,
and that'll put them in the bonus.
We had a bunch of folks standing around looking at the ball when it come off the rim that time, and then when we decided to go get it, we ended up colliding. So 5:14 remaining in the half. It's been a slow half with all the fouls and dead balls here. 13-4 Eunice, and Hagerman will go to the line.
That's their first 7 fouls, but that's their first time at the free throw line tonight, as Crystal Olivas puts her first one up, and she makes it.
That makes it 13-5.
She's almost doubling the score with a free throw.
Yes. So here she goes, 4 or 5 dribbles, and the shot is up.
And she makes both of them. So she's 100% from the free throw.
Yeah, 13-6, 5:12 remaining in the half.
All right, Jones bringing it down court. Goes across to Lopez. Lopez comes back to Jones. Jones three-pointer, and she buries the three-pointer.
Chloe Jones for 3 there. That'll make her feel a little better. She's been a little frustrated with her shooting the last couple days.
Oh, and Patron's going to pick up another foul there, and that's going to be Patron's 3rd foul.
No, they called it
out of bounds.
They called it out of bounds, so she got a break there.
She did that. That would have been her 3rd foul.
Well, and we've got mass substitutions on the floor again now, so looks like that whole group just about went out. We got a whole new group out there.
And the Bobcats throw it away. So it's another turnover, and the Cardinals will take over on the end of the court. And Hobbs will inbound it to Caballero. So with the section of Frazier, we've got Martinez out there now instead of Frazier. But we've got the starting 5 back in there again. There's Hobbs. She pulls up a little jumper, and it's short. And the rebound is off of Martinez, so it's going to be Bobcats' ball. And Hobbs is ice cold tonight. She hasn't made anything.
Yeah,
she made 2 free throws. I take that back.
16-6, 4:33 remaining in the half.
And breakaway, they've got the lead ball, and they come out. They bring it down court. They miss it on the layup. And so Rangel let it go out of bounds, but it was off of one of the Cardinal players, and so it's going to stay Bobcats.
Yeah, it's one of those balls. Sometimes you just have to go get those balls. She stood there. I mean, she literally ran right up beside it and then watched it go out of bounds thinking it was out on Hagerman, and the ref didn't see it that way.
I always think that you go after the ball regardless.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. If you're that close enough that you can grab it, go ahead and grab it, and we'll deal with whatever after she walked.
And when you have, I think that's especially in that position down there, she has a chance to get a breakaway.
Absolutely.
And run the court.
Yeah, 16-6 here. Hagerman turns it over on a travel. 4:15 remaining in the half.
Has this been a slow quarter?
A really slow quarter.
Well, it didn't help that they didn't start the clock for the first 50 seconds. All right, come inside Garrett. Garrett is going to be fouled, but no foul there, and now it ends up a jump ball. Garrett's hurt. Garrett is favoring an ankle, looks like there. Yes, well, now she's running a little bit, but it still looks like she's favoring that right ankle.
Yeah, and they substituted Kiki Parker here, and they've got half the team sitting over here on this side that we're on, and so rather than Kiki just run over on, she had to do like a whole circle around the gym just to get down there.
All right, ball into Caballero. She pulls up a little short jumper, and it's no good. And the ball goes off to the Bobcats.
Yeah, so 3:56 now remaining in the half. 16-6, Eunice.
All right, the ball comes down. Ooh. And they're just going to call it out of bounds. Okay. And we've gotten a couple of lucky there on those not calls, didn't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that would have been another one of those silly fouls on Hobbs.
Yeah, as much as we complain about some of the bad ones, we get some bad ones that help us too, for sure.
Oh, Martinez almost gets a steal. She knocks the ball away, but they were able to recover it. They're trying to get in the inside, and the ball is dribbled away as Caballero puts pressure on them, and it's going to be Cardinals' ball as a turnover.
Kendra Caballero is right up there on her, and she wasn't able to handle that pressure. Ball gets knocked out of bounds. Eunice up 16-6 with 3:30 remaining here in the half.
Oh, and Hobbs throws, and then Hobbs steals it right back as Hobbs throws it away, but steals it right back to the girl that intercepted her pass. And Caballero's shot is up and no good. And it's rebounded by the Bobcats, and that time Hobbs is going to get the foul for reaching in.
Yeah, reached in there. She was in perfect position. If she just moved her feet a couple of more steps, she'd have been there in order to stop the ball. But instead of moving the feet an extra step, she reached across with the arms, and so that'll send Hagerman back to the line for 1-1 here.
Kind of interesting. Hobbs down in the line and Parker up here close. So,
yeah.
Not the way I'd have done it, but and she sinks the first one.
That makes it 16-7. So Hagerman continues to just hang in the ball game here. Doesn't want to let Eunice get too far ahead. Hagerman going to have a substitution here. Two's going to step off, and it looks like
number one
will step on the floor.
And the second shot is no good, and the rebound is off to the Bobcats. Oh, see that one there. I don't see how. Well,
yeah. So Hobbs is going to be called for another foul there. 16-7, 3:09 remaining. Hobbs called for number 3, and we are just a little over midway through the second quarter.
Yep.
Hagerman will go back to the line to shoot 1-1. Arissa Frazier comes into the game for Hobbs. Hobbs has a seat and gets some water time.
And here's Diaz's first shot, and she buries it. She'll go back to the line to shoot again.
Yeah, she when she let that ball go, she was almost halfway through the lane before the ball ever went in, just like that. And they called it that time. The first time they didn't. That makes it still 16-8. Over 3 minutes remaining here.
But they're making a run at it.
Yeah.
16-8. All right. Frazier off to the side. She looks around. She tries going inside to Parker, and the ball gets away. It's again that post thing that you keep talking about. And Parker, nice forward pass there, and almost gets the layup, but not. And we're going to have a foul there, and I think that's going to be on Kiki Parker.
Yeah, after the play, she put her arms straight up like, hey, I had my arms straight up the whole time. But as it was going on, she was definitely slapping down and reaching at it. So with 2:47 remaining here in the half, it is 16-8.
And they're now in the double bonus.
Yeah, Hagerman will go and shoot 2 shots.
And she misses the first of them. Eunice misses her first attempt. Yeah, I mean, this is
musical spots there.
Yeah.
So she takes a couple dribbles. Now here she goes with the second of her free throws.
And no good there. And the rebound is off to Martinez, or actually off to Frazier. Eunice misses both of her attempts. And Jones comes driving in, and she's going to be fouled. She'll go to the line and shoot 1-and-1 as we're in the bonus, and that should have put the Cardinals in the double bonus too.
You know, Jones has a different speed gear than probably 90% of the people out there on the court, and that's one thing about it I think that's caused her some struggles this year is she's being told to slow down and walk the ball up the floor and not pressure so hard on defense, and so it's sometimes creates a little problem for her having to slow down. So here she goes on the front end of a 1-and-1. And she gets that one to fall. That makes it 17-8.
She had the right spin on that one because it
right.
hit the front of the rim and spun over.
2:38 remaining here in the half. Jones takes a couple dribbles. Looks like about 5 of them, and now she's ready for shot number 2. And it falls in as well. That makes it 18-8 in favor of the Cardinals.
And the Cardinals are pressing again. Jones, and almost stolen by Rangel, but it'll go out of bounds and still be Bobcats ball. But nice press by Rangel and Jones.
That ball was thrown out of bounds by Hagerman, so it'll be Eunice ball here.
Okay, I thought Rangel touched it, but I'm wrong, and so it does result in a turnover on the press. So Rangel over to Jones. She goes across to Caballero. Caballero tries to go inside to, who is it? Oh, inside to Martinez, but goes out of bounds, and we throw that one away, and so we get a turnover right back there. Boy, hard to believe that girl's a freshman.
Yeah. We've had a couple of those here in Eunice through the years. Clarissa Fight was about that size as a freshman, and she turned into being a player in her junior, senior years for sure.
All right, bringing the ball down. That's trying to set up their offense. 2:18 left here in the half. And she loses the dribble, but fortunately it goes to one of her other friends, but her teammate double dribbles, and the ball's going to go back over to the Cardinals.
Yeah, 2:12 now remaining here in the half. It just does not seem like this quarter's going very quick. 18-8 Eunice. It looks like everybody's in the double bonus, and Eunice walks the ball across half court.
All right, Frazier looks at him. She comes back out to Caballero. Back over to Frazier. They're trying to get inside and into Rangel. That didn't work out as the ball's knocked away. But Frazier steals it back and goes over to Caballero. So we had 2 quick turnovers there, 1 each on the teams. Back over to Frazier again. And they're trying to get it into Martinez. She comes up, and her shot is no good. And the rebound is off to the Bobcats.
Yeah, I think we seem to be trying to play a post game. We're trying to throw it into the post, and we just seem to be struggling getting it in there.
All right, Martinez got a chance down here. She comes down, and her shot is no good, but she is fouled, and she's going to go to the line, and she'll be shooting 2.
Yeah, Martinez with a nice attempt at the finish there gets fouled, so she'll go to the free throw line. As I've mentioned numerous times this year, I really like the way that this young lady's developing into a player. I mean, she's a hustler. She plays great defense. She runs the floor and makes some things happen. So here she goes with her first free throw, and it's off the mark. Still 18-8, 1:23 remaining here in the half. This has been the longest half, I believe, of the year. I think they played like 20 minutes instead of 8 or something, because it just seems to have drug on.
Yeah, it's a 6:45 already.
It's a good thing for the Cardinals.
And so she makes the second of those.
Yeah, she slammed that one off the bank. I mean, she was probably a bank robber in her other life, because she made sure the bank was open, and that one slammed it in. 19-8 Eunice, a minute 23 remaining.
All right. Bobcats have it across the timeline. Bring it across. They're still dribbling on top of the key, not really making an entrance to Gomez. Now she's trying to get into the number 13 and Cachon in that height. And, okay, it's going to stay with the Bobcats. And we got a timeout by the Bobcats here.
Yeah, Hagerman wants to talk about it a little bit. So we've got a score 19-8, 103 remaining in the first half.
All right, let's hear from one of our sponsors.
Cardinal Hardware is your complete lumber yard with reasonable prices and outstanding service. When you need hardware or lumber, think of Cardinal Hardware. When you need great accommodations that feel like home, think of Oil Patch Motel in Eunice. Cardinal Hardware and Oil Patch Motel in Eunice, another proud sponsor of all Lee County.
All right, welcome back to live action here as we're getting ready. Minute 3 left here in the first half. Cardinals lead 19-8, and we've had 21 fouls here in the first half. And got several players now with 3 fouls each on each team.
Well, and I think I mentioned before, I kind of like that. We've got under a minute to go, 19-8. And Caballero comes up, deflects that ball. The Hagerman young lady reaches out for it and knocks it out of bounds. It's now 54 seconds remaining. It'll be Eunice ball after the turnover there by Hagerman.
And Frazier drives in. Her little runner is up and in, and she gets 2 points.
That'll make it 21-8.
And they send it into the tall girl, and then she gets tied up down there, and they got the full court press going on, and I think that's going to be a foul on Jones.
Yeah, it is. She's got to move her feet, and she gets up underneath her and doesn't move her feet. Then she's stuck. So
that is the 12th foul of this quarter.
Like I said, I am perfectly good with that. If there's a foul, I'm all for calling it, and I really don't mind having a whole bunch. I know it makes the game take a long time, but it definitely makes, in my opinion, even though lots of this and makes for a long quarter, makes for a cleaner game, and typically results in less banging around. So 21-8, and she knocks down the second one.
Yeah, Natalie Gomez gets one of the two and brings it down court here. Caballero goes across to Patron. Patron's trying to drive the baseline. There's nothing there, and is she going to be fouled by? Yeah, looks like she's going to be fouled by number 20, Nacis, and that's going to be Nacis's third foul.
No, I think they called her with a push-off.
Oh. They did. Clarence Patron, you're right. So they called her with the foul.
21-9, 22 seconds remaining here in the half. She walked.
Well, that's 3 fouls on Patron now. And they get up. Oh, and they call her for a travel.
So 12 seconds remaining in the half. 21-9 here in the longest half of the decade. Eunice will throw the ball in. 10 seconds.
Yep. Caballero brings across. She brings to Rangel. Rangel tries to go up the middle. Her shot is no good, and the Cardinals stand there and watch it go out of bounds.
Yeah, So 3 seconds remaining here. Eunice up 21-9, and we're going for the home run to Bella, and she's on our team, and she's going to stand there and watch it. But
well, since nobody touches it, there's no time off the clock, so the Cardinals will get the ball back.
Yeah, at the end over there, so it ends up being a good deal. But
so I think Catan was yelling at her, let her go.
Yeah, I'm all for grabbing loose balls.
Oh, I am too, but I wasn't there, so they get another shot at a basket here to get it in and get it into. She gets it off to Frazier, and Frazier gets it, so that ends up letting that ball go.
23-9 in favor of Eunice here. Frazier hits a shot there just to end the half. 8 minutes. Looks like they're going to put on the clock for halftime. So 23-9. We'll go to halftime. Up Eunice 23-9.
And academics.
Eunice has a friendly small-town atmosphere, great schools and churches, and a low cost of living. The entire community is very involved with all levels of sports and academics. The Eunice Department of Motor Vehicles' new office hours are Monday through Thursday, 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. No testing on Friday. Eunice a friendly small town with a wonderful community and amenities. The Eunice Clinic is proud to support the Eunice Cardinals. Go Cardinals! You're the pride of Eunice. The Eunice Health Clinic offers many of the same basic services that many local physicians provide. They specialize in sick care for all ages, women's exams, physicals, health education, lab tests, and diagnostic studies. They're proud supporters of athletic and academic events. The Eunice Health Clinic is proud to back the Cardinals. Go Cards!
Eunice Public Schools is proud of their Eunice Cardinals, the Eunice community, and the staff of Eunice Schools. Eunice Public Schools has anchored itself as an integral part of the Eunice community and takes school safety very seriously. Eunice Schools have continually provided a quality education for the students of Eunice through good times and bad. The Eunice School District appreciates the Eunice community, and they're proud of their Eunice Cardinals. Eunice is on the move. Are you ready?
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics. Parker Energy, family owned and operated since 2006. Their team is known for their hard work and dedication, big enough to meet your needs for transport, pump trucks, vacuum trucks, and disposal services. Parker Energy and their staff are huge supporters of all Lee County sports and academics. They encourage their young adults to go the extra mile, whether it's sports, grades, or just being a better you. Parker Energy Support Services, 2350 Avenue O, a proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Are you looking for a reliable and trustworthy auto shop? Check out Zia Auto Shop in Eunice. Zia Auto Shop specializes in lube and tires and accessories. They accept fleet company maintenance cards and do washing and detailing. Next time you need a dependable tire or lube service for your vehicle, Zia Auto Shop has you covered. All the services you need, call 394-0298 for all your lube, tire, and accessories. That's 394-0298. Zia Auto Shop, 1800 Main Street in Eunice, proud supporters of the Eunice Cardinals and Lady Cardinals.
All right, welcome back here to live action as we're at halftime here in the game with the Cardinals leading 23-9. And just look at the free throw or the fouls. So both teams have 12 fouls. For the Bobcats, of their 9 points, 6 of them from the free throw line. They're 6 for 9, shooting 75% from line. They've only made one basket from the field in the entire half.
Right. Yeah, it was definitely a lot of free throws shot that half.
Yeah, and for the Cardinals, they went to the line 18 times and made 8.
Yeah.
So both teams have 12. The big thing is that this is looking a little like Friday night's game against Jowl. Is Clarissa Petrone has 3 fouls. Faith Hobbs has 3 fouls. Chloe Jones has 2 fouls. So we've got some players here in foul trouble to get the second half underway. And for the Bobcats, Shalea Gonzalez, she has 3 fouls. April Nassis has 2 fouls. And Myla Diaz has 2 fouls. So I definitely think we're going to see some players not finish this game. Yeah. What are your thoughts, other than the fact that was the longest quarter I think I've ever experienced except NBA?
I will absolutely never, ever, ever complain about a lot of fouls being called. I think if there's fouls, call them. And so I'm all for it. I mean, no complaints on my end. It is what it is. I really think that if you have folks and they're reaching, they're slapping, they're hammering each other, I'd rather see it called. And so I appreciate the fact that we're calling them. I would rather see that than folks laying all over the floor and whatnot. And so, if we're fouling, call the foul on us. If they're fouling, call the foul on them. I don't have any complaints about that first half as far as the number of fouls that were called. I think we've got to quit fouling, and I think they've got to quit fouling. And But I thought that the fouls were called. I thought they were fouls, the majority of them. And so, it's just one of those things. Sometimes sitting up here in the bleachers, you have a mindset. And of course, most of us, including us, we're here to broadcast for Eunice. And although we're broadcasters, we're here to broadcast for Eunice. Every single sponsor that is paying for us to be here is a Eunice company, the city of Eunice, the Eunice schools.
Yep.
I mean, they're all, Cardinal hardware, Cardinal. It's not Bobcat hardware, it's Cardinal hardware. So although we want to be friendly and polite to the Hagerman Bobcats, we also owe it to the community that's paying for this broadcast to be a little bit biased in our favoritism for the Eunice Cardinals. And so, for me, that's what I'm here for. And if I was, getting paid by a radio station from Chaves County to broadcast for Hagerman, then I'd be all about the Bobcats. But in this particular situation, I'm for Eunice. So when you watch a game and you're for Eunice, when there's those 50-50 calls, and in a basketball game, probably more so than any other sport out there, you have a lot of those 50-50 calls or calls that maybe could go one way or the other. And as a Eunice fan and as a person broadcasting for Eunice, when we don't get those calls, sometimes we say, oh, come on. and it doesn't necessarily mean one thing or the other. It's just the reality of the matter is we're here excited to see the Eunice Cardinals succeed and do well, and that's just the way it is. And so the boys are out here warming up right now, and so while we're waiting on the girls to return to the court, 3:34 remaining in the half, I think it's important to note that this Hagerman Bobcat boys team over the last several years has had quite a program that they've put in place. They've won a couple of state championships here in the last 10 years. They've been competitive every year, and it looks like this year is no different. They've got a competitive team, and they've already got a win over Tatum, who we lost to a couple nights ago. Yeah, and so, they're going to be definitely a formidable opponent. The reality of the matter is, though, Eunice, I mean, as we talk about when we're watching girls basketball, we always set up here at the warm-ups, and every game so far we've said, man, Eunice is just outsized. In this situation, you look at our boys' program, and they look like the athletic, long team,
yep.
And they look like the group that you would say, okay, they're about to take care of business. And
except with Hayden.
Yeah. Yeah. And even with him, although he's not very tall, I mean, look at him. He's standing out there shooting it from the volleyball midline there,
yep.
And knocking it down. And so the kid can play. And so anyway.
Well, we know he has an arm. We've seen him get the ball downfield on the football field.
Yeah, absolutely. So, it looks like some of the teams are starting to come out now from the dressing rooms. And so 2 minutes remaining here in halftime. And so the boys are still out there throwing it up. I always get a kick out of boys' warm-ups and in the halftimes of girls' games. I've always kind of sat back and watched. And you'll have a few teams that do different, but for the most part, everybody stands out there and shoots three-pointers. I mean, look at Ovi.
Yeah.
How many three-pointers has he shot in a game this year? But I've watched him down there throw up about 25 or 30 in this halftime. So we got to make sure he gets warmed up from that three-point line before we get into the game later, because you just never know when he might be called on to catch it over in the corner and chunk up a three. I mean, it's the other team. They had a layup line like they were going to shoot some layups, and they were standing out there chunking threes one up after another like in a layup line. And I always get a kick out of boys basketball for doing that. It's very entertaining.
Yep. I mean, we definitely got some, and that's not where I don't mean any disrespect, but that's not what we want to see Ovi is on that three. What he gets great is when they get him some room and he posts up in the middle. We've seen, he had some great plays on Friday night against Jal, a very, very talented team.
Yeah, he's he's a post player. That's what he does. It's what he's always been. And I feel like I can get away with saying a little bit more about him because he'll go home with me here in just a minute. But it's like I said, he stood out there. I did not see him take one shot inside the three-point line in that 8-minute thing that they were just doing. And I've never seen him shoot a three-pointer in a game yet. So, and not just this year. I've been watching him play for probably 7 or 8 years, and I've never seen him shoot a three-pointer in a game.
Well, if these next two quarters go like the last quarter, you won't be taking him home in a few minutes. It'll be about 4 or 5 hours from now.
So here we go. The third quarter's underway. Faith
and
Hobbs picks up a quick foul before we can even finish talking about halftime. And so Hobbs with the foul there.
Her fourth.
That is 4 on her. And she is headed for the sideline.
Well, and I said we were probably going to see somebody foul out, but I didn't think somebody would pick up their foul so quickly.
Yeah, so in comes Jasmine Martinez, who I've been impressed with all year long. We'll see if she – and there she goes. She makes something happen in a turnover. I'm telling you, I like that young lady. I like the things that she does, and I just like the things that she does from setting up here. It's a pretty good deal.
And that was just a big mistake there on Eunice's part. I mean, when she knocks the ball back, she's standing out of bounds and touches it and doesn't realize that's a turnover.
Yeah.
So Garrett comes down, and Garrett's going to be fouled.
Yeah.
And so here we're
23 seconds in. We
it.
got two already.
Yep.
But I will say, I thought that down there was a foul a while ago, and I can't argue with that one right there either. So 7:37. Yep. Bella Garrett's going to go to the free throw line to shoot two. The first one after a couple of dribbles is up. It rattles around. High skip up off the glass and comes back down and goes in. 24-9 in favor of Eunice. 7:37 remaining. I think that's a jet airplane, but she's going to take a couple of dribbles and send up the next shot.
And that one goes around. The rebound is off to the Bobcats. So the Bobcats are rushing down. They got a wide open player, and she doesn't get it off. And then the second one, that is Eunice, and she does get the fall open rebound. And it's now 24-11 in favor of the Cardinals. That's a 25% improvement in their score already for the Bobcats. And Garrett puts up nothing. Martinez puts her shot up and misses it. And follow up there, that's by Rangel. And her shot misses, but it's knocked out of bounds by the Bobcats. So.
Bella Garrett and Jasmine Martinez down in there battling to make that happen. Keeps the ball in custody of the Cardinals, 24-11.
All right, Rangel gets the ball in. She's looking to drive in, and the ball is knocked away from her. Martinez is trying to get it back, but, Martinez did a good job. It's caused the Bobcats to knock it out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, just like down here, her slapping that ball created that other girl catching it. I mean, like I said, she just does some intangible things and makes some things happen.
And Garrett there gets the inbound pass, and she goes up to shoot, and she is fouled, and she's going to line and shoot two.
Yeah, she'll get an opportunity to go add to her points here from the free throw line.
Man, we're 2 minutes in, or not even 1 minute into this quarter, and we have three fouls already. And
Garrett takes 5 dribbles, throws it up. It hits off the front of the rim and bounces off over here to the side. No good. 24-11, under 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Garrett will get free throw number 2 here.
I was kidding about this being as long a quarter. And Garrett missed them, but we've got a lane violation there or something?
Yeah, I believe that was a different signal from any lane violation I've ever seen, but I believe that's what was called.
Kind of have to, considering they kind of whipped it off, and then the Bobcats throw the ball away on the inbound, and Frazier drives down, and her shot is no good. Rebound off to the Bobcats. And Rangel's going to be back behind it, and then Martinez strips it away, and the ball's on the ground, and Caballero ends up with the ball and ends up on the ground.
Yeah, she picked that ball up, and one of the Bobcats reached out and kind of grabbed a hold of her around the waist as she ran by.
Wow, and they're saying that's the third foul on her, so now we've got a couple of the Bobcats that are in trouble here for fouls.
We might have one of those situations where we get to see like a 4-on-3 at the end of the game. Those are always entertaining.
All right, Jones is back in the game. She goes to Garrett. Back Jones over to Caballero. Caballero looks to drive. He goes into Martinez, and Martinez is badly fouled there.
Yeah, definitely a foul there, and so Martinez will get an opportunity to go to the line here.
And that's Diaz's third foul, so there's now 4 players on the Bobcats with 3 fouls.
Yeah.
And we're just a minute and a half into the third.
Yeah, so Martinez going to take a few dribbles here. Squats down low and pushes it up toward the basket, hits it off the glass and in. That makes it 25-11. Martinez with using the bank. You know, they're talking about closing some of the banks here in Eunice, but I think the girls have got them all open here today.
Yep.
She takes a few dribbles, gets ready for number 2, and she drops it straight down in that time. That makes it 26-11.
And the Cardinals still got the press on, and Jones almost steals that inbound pass, but it is stolen as a pass over to Caballero, who gets it to Martinez. Martinez drives up the baseline, and she's going to be fouled going to the line. The young lady's not happy about it, but that was definitely a foul on her.
Yeah, Martinez with another one of those intangible things I keep talking about. She, off the deflection from Kendra Caballero, she picks it up and attacks the basket, gets fouled on the attack, and she'll go back to the free throw line again. She dribbles a couple times, puts it up, does not make this one. 6:21 remaining here in the third quarter. Martinez at the line. She missed the first one. She'll get one more here.
A minute and a half gone in this quarter, and we already have 6 fouls. And Martinez misses both ends of them this time. But the rebound goes back to the Cardinals and Rangel, but she doesn't get anything but air.
So that'll be a turnover to the Bobcats on that missed shot.
And Jones intercepts it, goes over to Caballero, and Caballero is going to, number 25, is going to try and get a piggyback ride there. And that should be her third foul.
At 26-11, 6:12 remaining. Eunice is going to have the ball on the baseline on an inbounds play here. Hagerman's got a substitution coming in. They've got another player with 3 fouls.
Yeah, so that's 4 players now with 3 fouls on Hagerman. And Garrett gets her ball in, and she misses it, but
we got a jump
Martinez,
ball
yeah.
there.
Martinez gets it, and the ball's going to stay. So Martinez had tied him up on that ball and stays with the Cardinals.
Jasmine Martinez again.
And that's the same thing. It comes inside to Garrett. Garrett doesn't make it, and Martinez right there. And then we get the ball on the ground. Rangel comes up with it, and little jump shot and drains it.
Yeah, Rangel with a nice play there.
And the shot comes up there, and she misses it, and the rebound is off to Caballero. Caballero looks like she's going to, well, no, she's going to pull up. I thought she was going to try and drive it all the way. Rangel goes to the free throw line. Her shot's no good. Caballero gets the rebound, comes up underneath. Her shot's no good. Garrett gets the rebound, and Garrett sinks it. And to the full court, and I think that's going to be a foul there on Martinez, a little reaching in.
Yeah, they called Martinez for the reach there.
And that'll be her first foul. Second team foul on the Cardinals. That is the 8th foul with 2.5 minutes left gone in this quarter.
Yeah. 5:24 remaining here in the third. 30-11 in favor of Eunice. We've got a timeout on the floor. Both teams are over indulging in some beverages of water, a little H2O over there on the sideline, trying to recoup from all of this running they've been doing with no breaks. Actually not. They've had a heck of a lot of breaks this game, so they hadn't had to do much running. Typically they run from one end of the floor in a slow jog to about half court, and then we have a stop and play. So it continues to go that way. But the reality of the matter is, as I said at halftime, most of these appear to be completely fouls to me.
Right. No, I mean, we're not getting we're not getting a bunch of ticky-tacky fouls. There's no doubt about it.
We are we're hacking and they're hacking, and so people are shooting free throws and we're getting stoppages, and it's just the way it is. It may be a long night, but it's reality. And so,
well, Tim's gotten away with a couple of last 2 inbounds. She's gotten away with 2 of them there, but
yes.
It still worked out well for the Cardinals.
So Hagerman's going to throw the ball in here. Eunice has pulled back from the press, and they look like they're going to grab a man and play some man defense here. 5:20 remaining in the third.
Yeah, definitely looks at it, and bring it across. It's going to come over to Gomez. Gomez drives in. Her shot is up and no good, and the rebound is off to Villa. Villa's point is blasted up and no good. Rebound is off to Gomez, and her shot's no good, and then Rangel gets it. Oh, Rangel passed it off the side to Jones. I thought she was going to lead Jones with that. Jones was down there out in front. All right, they're still trying to, over to Jones. Still trying to get it into Garrett. Garrett gets the ball, and this time she buries that.
Isabella Garrett with a nice little turnaround shot there. Makes it 32-11.
And the Cardinals are back in the press. and dribbled the ball out of bounds, but off the Cardinals. So it's going to stay with the Bobcats.
So 32-11, 4:30 remaining here in the third. Eunice has been in control for the most part of this game.
Yep. And they pass it and it goes away, so Rangel's got it, driving down the middle, and Rangel's going to take it all the way down for another 2 points.
Yeah, Denise Rangel with a nice attack there on the basket after the steal.
And Caballero knocks the inbound pass away, but it'll stay with the Bobcats. They'll take it over, inbound it from the sidelines now. Rangel brings it down court. It's going to be Alvarez brings it down. She comes back over to Olivas, and the ball is, that's number 13. She misses it. And Jones comes up with it. Jones looks like he's going all the way. And Jones does go all the way and up for 2.
Yeah, Chloe Jones with a nice little rebound on one end, takes it coast to coast and scores.
And she could have gone other way, and Martinez steals the inbound shot. She gets it off to Jones. Jones' shot is no good. Rebound is off to Caballero, and Caballero is going to be fouled.
Now I'm not. Oh, there we go. Well, occasionally we have to hold our mouth just right over here to make things work, and mine's going on and off again. Okay, now we're back. So,
all right, so Crystal Levis now has 4 fouls. So 9 fouls with 4 minutes and 35 seconds gone in the game.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a mass substitution here. Looks like Coach Gaetan told them everybody.
And so we've got a bunch of the JV team out there now. And not just because of the JV, but they're also young players, a bunch of freshmen and sophomores on the court now for the Cardinals. And Caballero misses the first one, and boy, she got away with one there.
The 36-11, third quarter, 3:32 remaining. We've got 2 seniors, a junior, and 2 sophomores on the court. And we've got a lot of stoppages.
And that shot there by Castillo, and she misses it.
Oh, that's Castillo, yeah,
Yep.
You're right. Yeah, Ashley Castillo turns around. She got a little block there, but fortunately for the Cardinals, it goes out of bounds. You have Arissa Frazier inbounded in on the baseline.
Bring it Patron, and the ball is knocked out of bounds there by the Bobcats. It's a nice play there on Natalie Alvarez.
Yeah, it seems like every time we touch this table, my headset
just
goes
moving
off.
the thing, and it's just enough. So,
yeah.
All right, this time they inbound it. She brings it back over to Frazier. Frazier's 3-pointer. Nope, they're going to say it's a 2-pointer.
So she knocks it down from long range, just on the line. 3:16 remaining. 38-11 Eunice.
And with the younger players in, the Cardinals have pulled back off of the press, and they've got a 3-pointer there by. That was by Gonzalez, so.
Yeah, and 38-14 after that 3 from Hagerman.
And that was a 25% increase in their score, that 3-pointer.
Yeah.
Coming into Kiki, and that ball is intercepted and knocked out of bounds, but it's going to stay with the Cardinals as the Bobcats knocked it out of bounds.
So 38-14. And Eunice is up here. 2:43 remaining in the third quarter. Not sure. Oh, we got a
Parker's
shoe
tying
tie
shoes,
in.
yep.
Yeah. So we got a little break while we tie shoes.
When she must double knot it, so.
Yeah.
That time the inbound pass is stolen by the Bobcats, but we're going to have a foul on the Cardinals there. And that may be Castillo.
Yeah. We've got, it's going to be turned over to Hagerman here. 38-14, 2:40 remaining.
Oh, no, it's going to be on Maribel Lopez. Okay. That's her second foul. Cardinals are in the bonus now. 7 fouls for the Bobcats and 3 fouls for the Cardinals. And the Cardinals have a lot of different players in the game there now, too. We hadn't seen number 11 on their team before. And she's a freshman. That's Stewart in the game now. So it looks like we got, with the number of fouls, it's probably why we've got a number of different players on the court that we hadn't seen earlier. As the Patron brings it up, she goes over to Frazier. Frazier's three-pointer is up and good. 41-14. And another three-pointer by there, and she drains it. So now we've had 4 three-pointers in a row.
Yeah, we they knocked down a 3. We weren't guarding anybody, and so she knocked it down, and she knocked it down off the glass.
Yep.
But so it's 41-17, 2 minutes remaining in the third, and we've got some big Cardinal fans here headed up the stairs in front of me.
Big Cardinal fan.
That's right. My grandson there.
Who stands about 24 inches tall.
Right, that's right. He is large. I think he could help the team at the post position.
Well, he's certainly making friends with the rest of the fans out here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's got that's some of his mama's side of the family over there. And so 2 minutes remaining. The Cardinals are already back out on the court. Hagerman now steps onto the floor. 41-17. 2 minutes remaining in the third. Looks like they're going to throw it in here. We've still got another quarter to go after this one.
Yes, and 4 quarters of boys' game.
Yes.
I said it may be midnight before you get to take the kids home. And Castillo's shot is up and no good. The rebound's running around the ground, and I don't know if we're going to have a jump ball. No, we're going to have a foul on somebody. Not sure who it's going to be on. But he can call jump, but he's...
he called it on Kiki Parker. So that'll be a foul on Kiki. 1:45 remaining in the third.
That's Kiki. Well, I'm not sure and say that should be her third foul, but they're only showing that as 2. I think they've got the 5s on the 2 different teams mixed up.
Right.
You know, because they had 3 on the other. So.
Yeah, so Kiki with the steal right there. Kiki got a steal there at half court. Coach Gaetan calls, I think he calls a timeout in order to protect the ball. Yeah, he did. He called a 30-second timeout. So we've got another clock stoppage here between the timeouts, the dead balls, the fouls, all that sort of thing. Like I said, it definitely is an interesting game so far.
Well, I don't mean to be mean, but I'd certainly like to see it put the Cardinals about 10 points up there real quick and get into that running clock.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting game so far. So 41-17. Here come the teams out of their huddles onto the floor. Eunice will have the ball on the sideline, out of bounds. They throw it into Maribel Lopez.
Lopez throws up a shot, and ball on the ground, rebound over to the Bobcats. And okay, Patron really got lucky right there. That should have been her 4th. And the Cardinals get the ball, too. All right, Frazier's going to inbound the ball. And a Patron. Back to Frazier. Frazier looks like she's going to drive the baseline. Does. Her shot is blocked. The rebound is off to the Bobcats, but now there's a scrum on the floor. And Parker's down there, and so we got a jump ball, and who's it going to? Jump ball to the Bobcats.
So the Bobcats will now throw the ball in. Eunice gets back in their traditional defense.
Yeah, they've gone away with a press with this lead. And the Bobcats just throw the ball away. They're trying to get it into their post player, a hard pass from about mid-court, and she overthrew him by about 1.5 feet. All right, Patron bringing the ball down court now. Over to Frazier. Frazier comes into Castillo. Castillo's looking to go. Nothing for her to do, so she dribbles, throws to Lopez. Lopez's shot is no good, and the ball on the ground. And Patron picks it up. And she just chucks it, but Frazier's there to pick up the ball and drives in. Her shot's no good. Parker gets the rebound. Back over to Lopez, to Patron. Patron's driving the center, and they got a little tie-up down there, and the young ladies has it. And so we have another jump ball down there as that's Castillo and Diaz on the floor there for the the two teams. And now it's going to be – and I'm sorry, folks. I mean, this is just a lot of stoppages here. That's the best way to put it. And Parker tries to go up, and she's fouled, and young lady's not happy about that, but I think that's legitimate.
Yeah,
that's Vila, and that should be her third foul.
That's why I say I know it sounds comical probably to those watching, but I'm definitely – that was a foul.
Yeah, there was no –
Now, we threw the ball in, and only 0.4 of a second went off the clock, and we've got another foul. But it was definitely a foul. There's no question about it. Kiki steps up, misses the first of what I believe was a 1-and-1.
Yes.
There seemed to be some confusion, but now they're saying.
Yep, the ball 1-and-1, and the ball was not touched and went out of bounds, so that would make it Bobcat ball. So good call.
Everybody stood there and watched it as it bounced off the rim, I guess thinking she was shooting two.
Yep. All right, get a nice feed in there, but she's going to be fouled, and I think that foul may be on Patron.
Yeah, so we ran about 7 more seconds off the clock there, and we've got another foul. This will be on what looks like Patron. So that'll send, that one was on the shot on the other end. That'll send Hagerman to the line for two.
Well, they're saying that's on Lopez, which makes it her third, but okay, Patron's gotten lucky a couple of times there. And the first shot there by Olivas is no good. Surprised she's still out there. She has 4 fouls on her. And she buries the second one.
So it's 41-18. Eunice leads. 23.5 seconds remaining here in the quarter.
Trone brings the ball down, going into Castillo. Castillo's trying to drive, but the ball's knocked away from her. And the Bobcats are on the attack here. They pull up the thing and, well, knocked away. Well, we got a wrestling match, and I think that wrestling match was mostly between two Cardinals.
Yeah. So the ball will go over to Hagerman on the baseline. 8 seconds, just over 8 seconds remaining here in the quarter. The ball is in, and Hagerman is going to get an and one out of that deal.
Well, and Castillo was trying to give her a piggyback ride there to it, but she gets the foul, and so Diaz gets the foul and the points and goes to the line of shooting. So 14 fouls already in this quarter. 36 fouls in the game. And she makes it.
Yep.
So
that makes it 21-41. 4 seconds remaining.
And Diaz shows her shot up, and she makes it. So Diaz gets revenge for the points out of the other side. I'm sorry, Castillo gets it. And so at the end of 3, it's 43-21 in favor of the Cardinals. We're going to take a short break here and listen to our sponsors.
Cardinal Hardware is your complete lumber yard with reasonable prices and outstanding service. When you need hardware or lumber, think of Cardinal Hardware. When you need great accommodations that feel like home, think of Oil Patch Motel in Eunice. Cardinal Hardware and Oil Patch Motel in Eunice, another proud sponsor of all Lee County sports and academics.
Eunice has a friendly small-town atmosphere, great schools and churches, and a low cost of living. The entire community is very involved with all levels of sports and academics. The Eunice Department of Motor Vehicles' new office hours are Monday through Thursday, 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m.
All right, we're back to live action here as the Cardinals lead 43-21. Cardinals got the ball, and they've got most of their starters back in again. Hobbs drives, and her shot goes over, and Garnett knocks the ball out of bounds, so it's going to go over the Bobcats.
Yeah, so 43-21, fourth quarter is just underway. And Hagerman brings the ball past the timeline. Cardinals are setting back in their typical half-court defense, and they're going to call a double dribble on Hagerman.
Well,
so Eunice will get the ball. Faith Hobbs throws the ball into Chloe Jones. Chloe Jones brings the ball past the timeline. 7:30 remaining in the game, 43-21.
so Caballero over to Jones. Jones looks to drive. She goes around there, kind of a little looper thing. There's nothing there. She gets her own rebound and throws it back up, and it's not in. And, okay, I thought that ball went off of number 23 there, Gonzalez, but they're saying it went off of one of the Cardinals players.
Yeah, so 7:15 remaining, still 43.
And Caballero steals that inbounds to Jones. Jones got a breakaway here. And Jones' layup as she drives down and scores. So great play by Caballero, and Jones to follow that up.
Yeah, nice save there by Caballero. Good finish there on the other end in transition by Jones.
And Caballero was looking to make that same interception on the pass again that she just did. And that time Jones intercepts it and is going to drive down. And her layup again.
Yeah, Chloe Jones with the steal and a layup at the other end, and I missed it on the camera, so she'll whoop me earlier or later. But 6:30 remaining, 47-21.
They keep telling me she doesn't weigh but not even 90 pounds, so it can't be too much of a whooping.
That's true. That's true.
All right, Cardinals, Bobcats back on the attack there. They're trying to go inbound. They do. They move around Frazier, and the ball around Hobbs, but the rebound goes over to it. Got a breakaway there, and Frazier now down to Caballero. She comes over. Jones to Caballero, and Caballero converts on that. Another fast breakdown there on the rebound.
Hagerman wants to talk about it. The Cardinals have came out here in this after this break in between quarters, and they have that last couple of minutes is what we like to see. They're pressuring the ball, even though it's a half-court setting. They're pressuring the ball on defense. That's resulted in some run-out steals and layups on the other end.
We got 8 points already.
Yeah.
That's more points we've seen scored in this time period in the entire game, so it's good.
And if you think about it, that's 8 points in like a minute and, 53 seconds?
Yep.
And in that first quarter, I think we went like 6 minutes without scoring like maybe 4.
We had 1 point. We had 1 point with 4.5 minutes gone.
Yeah, so it's just that right there is what, as a fan, as a basketball fan, that right there is what I like to see. I mean, there's some pressure, and don't get me wrong, I don't think it's anything negative. It's just that whatever they were doing right there, that's what they need to plug together and figure out how to do.
Well, those were all off of steals.
Yes, transition, and that's what this group, we're not very big. We've talked about it over and over, but we are quick, we are athletic, we do have some good hand-eye coordination, ladies, and, that right there is what we need to see.
All right, Bobcats bringing the balls down, and the ball is stolen again by Jones, that same thing, so they made the thing, and Jones is going to be fouled, and if this is right, that should be Olivas' 5th foul.
Yeah, so Chloe with the steal. Then she goes in, battles hip to hip with the young lady all the way to the other end.
That is her 5th foul, so she fouls out of the game.
And she goes up and gets to the basket, and so she's going to shoot 2. The young lady from Hagerman's going to foul out, and Chloe's going to go to the free throw line here. 5:55 remaining in the game. Jones steps to the free throw line.
And the first one clanks in and out.
Yep, that one was just everything perfect except falling through. It touched every bit of iron and just fell off.
Yep. And she sinks the second one.
That makes it 50-21. I believe this is the highest scoring game of the Cardinal season so far.
Yep.
She almost had another steal right there.
And Chloe and Caballero steals it just right after it, so she does her layup and she is fouled.
Yeah, so that'll send Caballero to the free throw line now to shoot a couple. Caballero and Jones at the top of this defense. I really like what I've seen the last 2.5 minutes. I mean, the two of them up there on the front have been able to create some transition baskets, and I like that. like I said, this to me is what I'd like to see out of this group. We don't have a lot of size, but this transition game up there, creating some turnovers, getting in the passing lane, and finishing at the other end is good stuff for the Cardinals.
Well, and Caballero misses and knocks the ball out of bounds on her rebound.
Yeah, so 5:37 remaining in the game. Eunice leads 50-21, and Hagerman is bringing the ball up. They'll cross the timeline.
Well, maybe they will or won't. There we go. And Frazier was looking to make that same steal that they've done 3 times down there, and this time it's stolen by Garrett and to Jones, but Jones loses it on the dribble and goes right back to the Bobcats. So Garrett intercepted another steal, and this time it's short, and the rebound goes to Hobbs, and Hobbs kind of slapped upside the head there. Wasn't intentional, but she's still going to get the foul, and she'll be going down and shooting as the Cardinals are in the double bonus now.
Yeah, so Hobbs will get to go down and shoot a couple free throws. 5:07 remaining here in the game. That's number 4 on number 25 from the Bobcats.
And Assis. And she didn't mean it. She was trying to get the ball and just got Hobbs' head instead in the wrong place.
Well, and the reality of the matter is 99% of fouls are not meant. You know,
and
Hobbs knocks that one down.
Yeah, no, I understand. I was just she was really.
yeah, I get
that
what
was
you're
really
saying.
Just bad timing for her.
Well, and I think sometimes people get a negative mentality when you say, "Hey, that's a foul."
Yep.
I don't think she meant to do it. She just fouled, and
Yep.
and so Hobbs knocks both of those down. That's good free throw shooting there from Hobbs. 5:07 remaining. Hagerman brings the ball up, headed for the timeline. Eunice back in the half-court defense. Hobbs
and the ball is stolen by Hobbs. And Hobbs goes down, goes to Jones, and smart play on Hobbs as she was guarded, and she quick tip over to Jones, and it's 2 more points on a steal.
Yeah, that's a great all-around play there by Hobbs, and to find Jones, I really like that. I think sometimes we just duck our head and go to the basket, and that was a great find there by Hobbs. And
the rebound off to Frazier, and Frazier, great by, wow, Hobbs ducking down, and that's going to be, Jones misses her shot. Another great one by Hobbs, and she throws it over to Jones.
Yep, and Jones gets fouled going up on that one, so she'll go to the free throw line for 2. I think we're going to see more and more people head to the.
That's number 5 fouls on number 3.
Yep, so she'll head to the side. So Jones will go to the free throw line. Eunice already up 54-21. 4:30 remaining in the game, so we're almost halfway through the 4th quarter. Jones takes a few dribbles, looks at the rim, and shoots it up.
And this is the fastest end the quarter's gone since we started the game.
Yeah. So Chloe Jones knocks down the front end of that 2-shot foul there. They hand her the ball again. She's going to spin it, take a couple of dribbles, and the shot is up again.
And it's short, and the ball goes off of Garrett, and it's going to be the Bobcats.
Yeah, that one she came up just a little short. Bounced right off the front of the rim, headed out of bounds there, touched by Eunice. And so
Cardinals are up by 34 points.
Hagerman headed to the timeline with the basketball. Jones up front to play some defense.
And almost stolen by Caballero again. They've done a great job of intercepting the passes, and Hobbs intercepts it again and is going to throw all the way down, and she's going to be fouled. So Hobbs steals it. Boy, this is what we hope to see them. That's just really using their speed, intercepting those passes, great moves, and converting. So they've either gotten the points or they've gotten the free throws.
Yep. And like I said, I don't want to rub it in anybody's face as far as the other team, but I like what we're doing right now, and I really believe that even against these teams like Tatum and some of the better teams that we're playing, this style right here suits us much better.
So Hobbs makes the second of those, and Cardinals are up by 35 points. And they're trying to drive in. It goes going to go over to Diaz. Diaz on the ball on the ground, and Caballero steals it, and she's going to try and get it. Oh, she went off of Diaz's foot. So Caballero throws it off of Diaz's foot, laying there on the floor.
Yeah, so Eunice will get an opportunity here to throw the ball in. 3:45 remaining. We must be over that point threshold because the clock continued to run through that whole substitution right there.
Yeah, I think you said it's 35 points, and that's where we're at now. So, so Jones goes up with that one. Parker throws it up as no good, and the ball's out of bounds, and it's going to go to the Bobcats.
And the clock continues to run here. We're finally in that point where the clock runs, so we're down to 3:15. Hagerman brings it down, about to head across the timeline.
So Rangel's out there, Parker, Patron, and Martinez. Martinez
created a little pressure there, and they threw it out of bounds.
Yep.
So,
another turnover.
I keep bragging on her, but I like what she does. She just does a lot of good things like that.
So, I mean, we're seeing the Cardinals using that speed and really executing this time around. And so Rangel goes it. She goes out to Jones. Jones's three-pointer is short. Rangel gets the rebound, and Jones goes up for a three-pointer again, and I think she's going to be fouled.
Yeah, so that'll send her to the line.
Oh, it's a two-pointer. He's only holding up two.
Yeah. Well, that'll send her to the line to shoot a couple here. 56-21, 2:39 remaining in the game.
Who's that on?
I guess there was some confusion. The number that the official was holding up does not exist out on the court, so they're asking for clarification. Okay, so they've called it on number 1. That'll be 4 on her.
Yep, they are now have 3 players with 4 fouls on the court and 2 players with 3 fouls out there.
And Jones takes a couple dribbles, takes a look at the rim, and here goes her first shot. It rattles in and out. I'm confused as to why that. There we go. Okay, I was confused again. Sometimes I'm just confused setting up here, and I think
she should have been shooting 2, and that was exactly what was going on. The time before it was a 1 and 1,
right,
and nobody paid attention. This time she's shooting 2, and they all go with that.
Yes,
it's a 1 and 1.
Yes. Yeah, and sometimes I think it's because I have these headsets on and I just can't hear what's being said down there. But I'm like, I thought it was a 2-shot foul.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, the ball goes back in the ladies' locker room just about.
Yeah, and the clock is running. So while it's doing so, the clock is running. Hagerman will inbound the ball, and they'll head for the timeline. Jones is waiting on them on the other side of half court.
Well, we haven't had a point in about 3 minutes after all those takeaways, and we almost have one there. Okay, he's going to say that stays with the Bobcats.
2:05 and ticking. We're down to the 2-minute warning if we had one here, and we don't. But I'm gonna give
everybody's happy about that.
I'm going to give you the 2-minute warning. So.
Okay, and there's the basket, and that is by Eunice, so she gets it in there, and it's 56-23, so a 33-point lead for the Cardinals. Patron's got the ball, looking to drive down. She turns the ball over, and the ball comes back over. The Bobcats bringing it down court, and it's knocked away, and I think that's going to – no, they're going to say it's going to go to the Cardinals.
Yeah, so that'll be Eunice ball, 1:29. The clock actually stopped now. I guess we're inside that 35.
Yep.
Yeah. So the clock is back to stop, and we need to get a bucket here so this clock will run.
You know, we need a few more players to fall out. All right, Jones, a little run and jump, and she makes it, so there you go.
Yep.
One of the 35-point lead. We're back to 35 points.
So that'll keep that clock ticking if we can just play some defense here on the defensive end. 1 minute and ticking.
Yep. And that goes off of Martinez's foot, so it's going to stay with the Bobcats. And 51, because there's no stoppage here because of the time. So this clock, we're down to 44 seconds, and they may not get another shot off at this rate. And she pulls up a 2-pointer, and it's no good. The rebound goes off to Martinez. Martinez leads out Jones. Jones goes down the court and scores on that layup. Great rebound and lead pass there by Martinez.
Yeah, it was a nice run out there, and Martinez once again making some things happen.
Three-pointer there is no good, and the ball's going to go over to the Cardinals, and we probably won't. Cardinals.
Yeah, I would guess this time we'll just let the clock run, but we might chunk something out. Okay, yeah, we're going to just dribble it. So,
yeah, at this point here,
4-3, 2-1, and Eunice has their most successful outing of the year. Get the win, 60-23 here in a long game. Eunice with a big win here, and we will get ready for the boys' game.
All right, let's hear from the people that make our broadcast possible.
Cardinal Hardware is your complete lumber yard with reasonable prices and outstanding service. When you need hardware or lumber, think of Cardinal Hardware. When you need great accommodations that feel like home, think of Oil Patch Motel in Eunice. Cardinal Hardware and Oil Patch Motel in Eunice, another proud sponsor of all Lee County sports and academics.
Eunice has a friendly small-town atmosphere, great schools and churches, and a low cost of living. The entire community is very involved with all levels of sports and academics. The Eunice Department of Motor Vehicles' new office hours are Monday through Thursday, 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. No testing on Friday. Eunice, a friendly small town with a wonderful community and amenities. The Eunice Clinic is proud to support the Eunice Cardinals. Go Cardinals! You're the pride of Eunice. The Eunice Health Clinic offers many of the same basic services that many local physicians provide. They specialize in sick care for all ages, women's exams, physicals, health education, lab tests, and diagnostic studies. They're proud supporters of athletic and academic events. The Eunice Health Clinic is proud to back the Cardinals. Go Cards!
Eunice Public Schools is proud of their Eunice Cardinals, the Eunice community, and the staff of Eunice Schools. Eunice Public Schools has anchored itself as an integral part of the Eunice community and takes school safety very seriously. Eunice Schools have continually provided a quality education for the students of Eunice through good times and bad. The Eunice School District appreciates the Eunice community, and they're proud of their Eunice Cardinals. Eunice is on the move. Are you ready?
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics. Parker Energy, family owned and operated since 2006. Their team is known for their hard work and dedication, big enough to meet your needs for transport, pump trucks, vacuum trucks, and disposal services. Parker Energy and their staff are huge supporters of all Lee County sports and academics. They encourage their young adults to go the extra mile, whether it's sports, grades, or just being a better you. Parker Energy Support Services, 2350 Avenue O, a proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Are you looking for a reliable and trustworthy auto shop? Check out Zia Auto Shop in Eunice. Zia Auto Shop specializes in lube and tires and accessories. They accept fleet company maintenance cards and do washing and detailing. Next time you need a dependable tire or lube service for your vehicle, Zia Auto Shop has you covered. All the services you need, call 394-0298 for all your lube, tire, and accessories. That's 394-0298. Zia Auto Shop, 1800 Main Street in Eunice, proud supporters of the Eunice Cardinals and Lady Cardinals.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to courtside as the Lady Cardinals just destroy the Hagerman Bobcats. I mean,
yeah, we saw a lot of good things, and especially in that second half. And, we were up at halftime, 15 or something like that. But I really like what we saw in the second half. We saw a lot more pressure. We saw the pressure, even in the half-court setting. You can still pressure. You don't have to be running full-court press to put pressure on the ball. And even in the half-court set there, we saw some pressure on the ball. That created some bad passes. We had people in passing lanes during those bad passes transitioning the other way. either finishing with the layup. We saw some people in transition getting pressed and dump it over to cutters coming into the basket for easy layups. That, to me, is what that team needs to do to be successful, and I would love to see us try some of that against the Jowls and the Lovings, those teams that we're real competitive with. I really think that right there is what this Lady Cardinals team can hang their hat on to be their thing. And if we get blown out of the gym, we get blown out of the gym, but we do it doing what we do, not setting back, letting the other team dictate what we do.
Yeah, I mean, they had to open the fourth quarter, they had 8 quick points on 4 steals, all on layups, and one of those was Martinez. She gets a great steal. She's out there, and she sees Jones open, so passes off Jones. 2 plays later, we see Hobbs do the same thing. She gets the steal. Jones is open, and Hobbs tosses it off to her, and she has an easy layup. I mean, that first 4 minutes of the fourth quarter was probably the best execution we've seen on them all season.
You know, and I could tell today that we're trying some different groups, some different mixes. And sometimes, sometimes your best 5 players aren't your best 5 to have on the floor at the same time. Or maybe your best 5 seniors aren't the ones to have on the floor at the same time. And that second half, to me, was a perfect example of that. That group that started at the beginning of the fourth quarter just seemed to gel well together and make some things happen.
Yep.
And then when you had the next group come in that had, I believe, Jasmine Martinez and I'm trying to think of who else was out there with her, but it was some of the girls that had been in that starting 5 at the beginning of the game.
Patron was out there.
Patron, Jasmine Martinez. Once again, you've got Jasmine Martinez doing some things to create. It's creating transition layups for everyone, and it's just that was just pretty basketball to me for the Cardinals.
Well, we were talking about, wanting the referees to call what's really out there. So there was 46 total fouls in tonight's game. So there was 19 fouls by the Cardinals, and Patron had 3, Frazier had 1. Hobbs did not foul out, even though she had 4 fouls there.
Yeah.
That was nice. Kiki Parker with 3. Chloe had 2. Kendra Caballero with 1. Maribel Lopez with 3. Jasmine Martinez with 1. And Ashley Castillo with 1. From the free throw line, the Cardinals went to the line 35 times and made 17 points, so shot 49% from the line for the game tonight.
Yeah.
And for the Bobcats, the Bobcats went to the line 17 times and made 11 for 65 points. So, of their 20-something points, almost half of their points, they scored from the line tonight.
Right. Like I said, I've got no complaints with tonight's game. I mentioned earlier, late last week, I guess, I mentioned the amount of sports injuries. And if you look at the NCAA's statistics, girls basketball just has a significant higher rate than boys basketball when it comes to injuries.
Yeah.
And I have my opinions on why that is. I truly believe that a lot of times it's because we just let them play. And I don't mean that in a negative way.
Right.
I just mean that a lot of times we don't want to see a game last 3 hours. And so just like you and I, late in that game, we're sitting up here going, oh, my goodness, are we ever going to get to the end? But I really believe if you would call a few games like you just called that one, that would start to clean itself up because the coaches would get frustrated and say, quit fouling.
Yep.
And the reality of the matter is, I think 99% of those fouls that were called today, I agree with.
Yep.
There's a couple of little ones here and there that you're like, oh, okay, well, I guess I could have went either way. But I agree with what happened here today. And, the game isn't extremely pretty because of that. But at the same time, if you do that for a couple of games, I really believe that eventually you'll clean some of that up and you won't have – I didn't see near as many people getting slammed or things like that. And those are the things that, in my opinion, irritate the folks sitting up here that want to scream and holler. With that said, I was really happy with the Lady Cardinals today.
Yep.
Now, the boys are going to play this Hagerman team. And I like I mentioned earlier, these Hagerman Bobcats, their basketball program for boys basketball over the last 10, 12 years has been salty. I mean, they may have a year where they're not quite as strong. At the same time, they're competitive, and they, you know, when you look at what they've done this year, you know, they've got wins over Tatum.
And that's a convincing win over Tatum.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big deal for them. They, I was trying to open my notebook here that had all my notes in it about what they had done this year.
71. They beat Loving 71-37. They lost to Nimmy 40-60, and then beat Tatum 41-39. So not big, but still, this is the team that beat us by 27 points on Saturday.
Yeah, something to that effect. And so, you know, like I said, once again, this basketball team is a good basketball team, but there is absolutely zero doubt in my mind. We've got the athletes and we've got the basketball players to play with young men in this level of basketball program. You know, I don't think Hagerman is JAL caliber. At the same time, I think they're a good basketball program. I think they've got a good team. They've got some kids that can play. But I guarantee you, if you took Hagerman's best players, their top 5, and said, okay, we're going to take our top 5, and you played a one-on-one game, our kids would be in that ball game, and there's absolutely no reason that we can't transition that into a 5-on-5 game and get out here and take care of business. This group can do it. They're athletic enough. You've got a coach in our new young man out here, Mason, that's coaching this group. He's got a passion for the game. You can see it in him. You got Gary Frazier over there on the sidelines, who's been on the sidelines since I was in high school, as crazy as that seems, because I feel older than dirt. Frazier's not older than dirt. That's not my intent. I'm older than dirt, not him. He was just coaching.
Well, he was just older than the dinosaurs.
Yes, yeah. He wears sandals and enjoys hanging out in the desert. That's how old he is. But no, I'm just joking. I love Gary to death. He was a coach when I was in school, and you know, he's been around a long time. And so he's out there. Between these two guys and that group of great young men, very athletic young men, they are more than capable of coming out here and taking care of business here with these Hagerman Bobcats.
All right, we've got 9 minutes and 14 seconds left here before we tip off. So we're going to be going tip off for you folks at home is probably going to be looking at about 2 minutes after, 3 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to take a 6-minute break here, and we'll be back with you in 6 minutes.
Cardinal Hardware is your complete lumber yard with reasonable prices and outstanding service. When you need hardware or lumber, think of Cardinal Hardware. When you need great accommodations that feel like home, think of Oil Patch Motel in Eunice. Cardinal Hardware and Oil Patch Motel in Eunice, another proud sponsor of all Lee County sports and academics.
Eunice has a friendly small-town atmosphere, great schools and churches, and a low cost of living. The entire community is very involved with all levels of sports and academics. The Eunice Department of Motor Vehicles' new office hours are Monday through Thursday, 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. No testing on Friday. Eunice, a friendly small town with a wonderful community and amenities. The Eunice Clinic is proud to support the Eunice Cardinals. Go Cardinals! You're the pride of Eunice. The Eunice Health Clinic offers many of the same basic services that many local physicians provide. They specialize in sick care for all ages, women's exams, physicals, health education, lab tests, and diagnostic studies. They're proud supporters of athletic and academic events. The Eunice Health Clinic is proud to back the Cardinals. Go Cards!
Eunice Public Schools is proud of their Eunice Cardinals, the Eunice community, and the staff of Eunice Schools. Eunice Public Schools has anchored itself as an integral part of the Eunice community and takes school safety very seriously. Eunice Schools have continually provided a quality education for the students of Eunice through good times and bad. The Eunice School District appreciates the Eunice community, and they're proud of their Eunice Cardinals. Eunice is on the move. Are you ready?
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply.
All right, we are back to live action here, and what do we got to look forward to here tonight in this action, Judge?
Well, these Hagerman Bobcats are 2-1. They've got a win over Tatum. They've got a huge win over Loving, and then a loss to New Mexico Military Institute. And the one thing about New Mexico Military Institute is one year they may have a team that's one of the top 5 teams in like the big schools in the state, and the next year they may not have much because they get so many transfers and different things that come in and out. With that being a private military school, you just never can tell what they have. I've seen a couple years where they'd have like transfers in from New York that were 6'8", 6'9", jumping from the free throw line and dunking it on people. So it's just hard to tell what they might have that have transferred in there with that military academy. For the Cardinals, they're 1-2 with wins over Loving, a loss to Jow, and then that loss to Tatum. And so I think they're better than what their record shows. For Hagerman, number 10, Jonah Baharno, he's averaging 10.7 points per game. He's a 6', 180-pound junior. Number 24, David Chacon, is their leading scorer for the season. He's averaging 12.7 points per game, along with 7 rebounds. He's their leading rebounder. And then
he's only a sophomore?
Yes, he is a sophomore, 6'5", 185. And then number 44, Jose Jaramillo, he's averaging 6 rebounds a game. It shows him at 6'4". And so, for the Cardinals, they don't enter their stats, so it's hard for us to give a rundown on exactly what they do. But we know from up here, probably the scoring leader this year, I would say, has to be Jorge Ontiveros.
Yep.
And so Jorge Ontiveros has really been kind of the spark plug for us this year as far as the score and rebounding categories. Hayden Dean, the senior, is definitely the all-around leader for this team and program. He was in football, and he definitely is on the basketball court. Hasn't had the type of season that we expect from him as far as score, and he just hadn't really been able to get on par with his shot this year. But at the same time, he does so many things defensively and ball handling. You've also got Ovi Ontiveros. Ovi last game had a heck of a ball game. Didn't play much there in the last 4 or 5 minutes, had some fouls and things, but he's really come a long way, developed as a post player. Along with some of those folks, you've got T.J. Martinez, you've got Marcus Tercero. T.J. in a couple of the games has been like the second scorer as far as in overall points. I mean, the guy's just a beast. I think he's built like a freaking, storage building out back, a brick. And he just, whether it's a football field, whether it's a basketball court, he does the little things. He's not flashy, but at the end of the game, you look down and he's got 10 or 12 points and 8 rebounds, and he just does things and gets some things done. The other one that we have out there in that starting five, Marcus Tercero and George Ortega. Marcos is he's a linebacker on the football team, kind of plays like a linebacker out here on the basketball program.
Yes, he does.
And George Ortega, just a transition guy, plays really good defense. The kid is strong as an ox. Ovi says in the weight room he's the guy that you don't want to have to pair up with because he's about to go throw up some iron. And he's just a workhorse. He's strong, fast, and just loves to play. So we've got some freshmen that come off the bench that have played good minutes for us this year, in the Thompson kid and the Gomez kid. I think even Kevin Garcia has played some good minutes as a freshman coming off the bench. And you've got Julius Woods over there on the bench that comes in and plays some good minutes for us. And I'm sure I'm missing some folks, but here we go. We get ready. There's no tip. COVID rules. Hagerman will be throwing the ball in.
All right. Ball comes in to Morales. Is that 24 you want to keep an eye on? David Chonen. It's hard to believe like I said, he's only a sophomore. Boy, Ovi's getting pushed around a little bit there, and they pull up that three, no good. The follow-up is missed, and the rebound is back off to the Bobcats. Going to drive that lane, and there's a travel. Yeah, he definitely drug that back foot.
Yeah, so they've called a travel. That'll be a turnover over to the Cardinals.
And they're going to press the Cardinals. There goes Dean. Boy, I thought they had Tercero open there in that corner there. And he's tied up. He needs to do something. Otherwise, he got himself tied up and in a turnover.
Yeah, when he caught that ball, he put it on the floor one time, and that's kind of that, I guess no pun intended, but that cardinal rule, you never just catch it and dribble to go nowhere. I've always heard coaches say you got to dribble to go somewhere.
Yep.
You can't dribble just to dribble. And so when he caught that ball, first thing he did was put it on the floor, and then he picked it up. Now he's stuck. And the Hagerman Bobcat defense then denied, and so he was kind of stuck there. And the coach was paying good attention, jumped out there, called a timeout, saving that possession. And here early in that game, every possession counts. So Eunice will have the ball at midcourt on the side, throwing it in as we come out of this timeout. 7:15 remaining in the first.
Yep. All right, so Cesara's going to bring the ball in. He's with Dean. Dean across the timeline. Trying to get Ortega over there in the corner. Now we got there, and the ball is stolen away. And he dribbles it out of bounds, so the ball's going to go back over to the Cardinals. We got a break there.
So Tercero throws the ball away, but then gets some pressure on the defensive end to make them turn it back over. So Eunice inbounds it, 7 minutes to go in the first.
And, all right, we've got another turnover there.
Yeah, that pass between Dean and Jorge, that just didn't quite get there where it needed to, so that turns it over to Hagerman. 6:55 remaining. Hagerman will throw the ball in at midcourt.
So Cardinals' first trip down the court, and they don't even get a shot off. So it's very active here on the floor for the Bobcats, as they're trying to drive something inside there. But they have obviously no depth. And there's Cachone, and he drops it in for 2 points. Yeah. David Cachone. And they're pressing the Cardinals. That's Ortega brings the ball back down court. And he gets hauled up, and they got two of them there. And so they intercept that pass. And Dean got lucky they didn't call that a foul on him. All right, so the Cardinals have been down the court twice, and they have not had a shot on basket yet. And there's another open. Oh, and Cachon couldn't hold on to it, and so the ball goes off to Ortega, and then we throw it away again. And this Cachon, I mean, he is smart. He's going out of bounds, throws it off of Dean hard.
5:57 remaining. Eunice trails 2-0. Hagerman's ball on the side.
And we got 2 minutes gone in this game, and the Cardinals don't even have a shot on basket yet. And they're getting all the rebounds too. I mean, the Cardinals aren't coming up with any rebounds on the defensive boards. I mean, Hagerman's got, and then we have a breakdown there and an easy layup on the defense as lane's open wide up. And so the Cardinals finally get going. Jorge brings the ball down court. Now they've got Tercero tied up. There's Jorge. He's going to drive Jorge, and he goes it over to Ortega, and Ortega gets the first basket.
Nice drive and dish there by Jorge Ontiveros. Created that lane, and then George Ortega is able to capitalize.
All right. Well, the Cardinals finally get an iron shot on the iron, and they convert. All right. They bring it in Cachon, and boy, Jorge comes over the back end there and blocks that shot, but the rebound goes to the Bobcats, and one of them's going to be fouled there. I don't know who he's fouled by yet.
Yeah, it's going to be a foul on Ovi Ontiveros. He got that ball down low and was going up to finish. Ovi came over to help on the rebound and reached up and blocked the shot, but definitely got him across the arm. So 4:51 remaining here in the first. Hagerman leads 2-4, and they are at the line. They missed the front end there of this two-shot foul trip here.
They're bringing Julius Woods in, and they set down Ortega.
Yeah, Jules is he had some injuries earlier in his career, but he used to be basketball was his thing for sure.
And the Cardinals just stole it away from him. I mean, the Bobcats just stole it away from him. And an easy layup there, and they convert again, and Hagerman's making this look easy.
It's now 7-2 with 4:30.
All right. Tercea gives it off to Dean. Dean looking to drive out. Dean goes down. He goes into Ovi. Ovi's shot is up and in.
Ovi Ontiveros finishes there in traffic. I thought he had an and one, but I'm a little partial. Ovi with the steal.
And he goes to Dean and gets the breakaway, and Dean comes down for his layup and misses it as Dean rushed his layup and just kind of threw up an air ball. So we get a good steal and turnover, and we're not able to convert on the other end. And they come down on that end, and a nice rebound by Jorge Ontiveros. Dean brings the ball down court. He's driving all the way, and he misses it. And the rebound goes off to the Bobcats, and they've got a wide open. And I thought that was a couple of doubles in there in the air, but.
Yeah, that makes it 9-4.
All right. Julius Woods in there. Goes to Jorge Ontiveros. He looks to drive at the middle. He's nothing there. He goes to Ovid, who goes across to Cheryl. And the ball is stolen away, and they're going to go down. And fortunately, that's a nice knockaway. Julius Woods knocks the ball away from him, preventing that layup and not drawing the foul.
Yeah, Jules there reaches in with some quick hands and deflects that ball out of bounds. That's a good play there. Marcus Tercero takes a seat, and the wrecking ball TJ Martinez from the football team comes into the game. And we've just seen him over and over this year. Football, basketball, do the little things. So let's see if he can help us and give us a spark.
Yep. Well, there's quite a battle going on there between Ovi and Cachon. And he pulls up, and boy, he has got a shot, doesn't he?
Yeah, he drains it with Ovi in his face. 4-11, 3 minutes remaining.
Ontiveros brings the ball down. Looks like he wants to drive all the way down. He does, and he's going to be fouled and should be going to the line shooting too. And I think that foul is going to be on Cachon.
That's a nice drive there by Jorge Ontiveros. He catches the ball at midcourt, realizes there's a lane, puts his head down, and gets all the way to the rim and gets fouled there as he attacks the basket.
And he'll be shooting too.
And there's a lane violation right there. which should have gave him another shot, but it didn't. So it's 4-11 here. Jorge misses the front end of that two-shot penalty foul there. 3:04 remaining in the first.
And he misses both of those, so and the rebound and that, they're going to go back off to the Bobcats. Bobcats lead 11-4, 3 minutes, 4 seconds left here in the first. Boy, as slow as the girls' game was, this game is fast.
Yeah, the clock's ticking in this one.
So, and there's the three-pointer by Chone, and he misses it, and the rebound is off to to Jorge. And he goes over to Woods. Woods brings the ball down now to TJ Martinez, who back out to Woods, who goes into Obi. Obi moves around. Great move, doesn't get the shot to roll, and the rebound goes off to the Bobcats.
Nice move there by Obi. Just couldn't get the ball in the basket on the finish.
And they're rolling down there, don't get it, and he passes over the top to Cachone. Cachone misses it, gets his own rebound, and puts it back up.
It's now 4-13 with just over 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter.
And boy, Obi's getting beat up on all over the place there. I mean, he's just not a lot of pressure on him in that. Here, Dean comes in. Dean drives, and the ball is knocked out of bounds as he's blocked, but still be Cardinals ball.
1:57 here remaining in the first, and Chacon is acting like he might have hurt something. He went to the bench there, and now he seems to be acting like he's all right. So Eunice will throw the ball in on the baseline. 4-13.
And they've got that 44, Jamila. I mean, he's a big boy.
Yeah, they've got several big boys.
He's they don't have his weight down here, but he's 6'4", and I'll bet you he's got to be, I'm 240, so
yeah.
I think that he's definitely up there. And Borges missed that one there, and the ball goes down court, and an easy layup there for the Bobcats.
That makes it 15-4.
Dean goes down in. He goes to Obi. And he is fouled and blocked because put his hand on Obi's hip as he went to make that shot.
Yeah, that's 4-15. Nice pass there. Nice drive by Hayden Dean, and he's able to hit that bounce pass over to Ontiveros. And as Obi caught that ball, he went up. But that young man you were just talking about, the 6'4", 250-plus young man, went up hip to hip with him and was able to block that shot. But fortunately for the Cardinals, they called a foul, sent Obi to the line. He misses the front half of this two-shot free throw opportunity. He'll have one more here. We've been able to get to the line today. We just haven't been knocking down these free throws.
And
he
gets
knocks down the second one.
Okay, they put that point on the wrong side, I think, there.
No, they didn't give a point. They're waving it off, I guess.
Well, we had a couple of guys over here that I think got there a little quick. I don't know whether it's...
Yeah, it looked like they were both in the lane.
Yep.
You had a green and a white. They've blown the whistle. They're saying the basket is good, and they're going to give the ball over. So that'll make it 5-15. Hagerman will have the ball under the Eunice basket. They'll be coming the length of the court, heading towards the timeline.
And this is a fast-paced game as opposed to we had the earlier with the fouls and everything. This one is very fast. Yep.
Number 44 shuffled his feet there. They had him up at the top of the key playing the point guard, and it didn't fare well for the Bobcats. That's a turnover. Eunice will have an opportunity here to capitalize. 1:28 remaining in the first.
I mean, at this rate, the first is going to last like 10 minutes. And Dean loses on the dribble and they break away. And they're not able to convert that time. Bring to Alves. He comes down inside and, well, he saves the ball. That's going to go to Bajarno. Bajarno's out there on the side. He brings it back up to Alvidas. Now they go inside to Jamerlo, and the ball is stolen away on the ground. It's going to be a jump ball. As Jorge Ontiveros has that between his legs for the jump ball. I might have been getting in there the wrong place with those hands.
Yeah, he was laying on the floor in the fetal position with the ball up against his hamstrings, holding it there with his heels.
Yep.
50 seconds remaining here in the first. Eunice trails 15-5. Hayden Dean brings the ball across the half court.
And Dean looks to drive in, and his shot is no good. In fact, it is total air behind the back.
Well, he got it deflected there.
Yep.
He got a block on it. 30 seconds remaining here in the half. Hagerman now with the ball attacking.
All right. It's going over to Salazar. Salazar drives up and misses it, and Obi gets the rebound off TJ Martinez. And he gives it to Hayden Dean. 21 seconds left. Jorge Tavares drives the line, waits for the person, and goes up and gets the point. So perfect move here there as he does the fake, waits for the guy to commit.
What was even better was that pass by TJ Martinez. I don't even think he saw the ball coming, but the ball hit him in the shoulder and went right down the floor to Jorge Ontiveros, who was able to drive and get that and one. So great finish by Jorge Ontiveros. Great accidental pass by TJ Martinez. Jorge slams that one off the bank and in to make it 8-15, cutting into this Bobcat lead. 15 seconds remaining. There we go. I was fixing to say we hadn't started the clock, but we started it now.
And they drive down, and that layup there by number 10, that is Berjarno, and he's been having a good game. I think he has about 6 points now. They put over to Woods, and his shot is long and no good, and that is the end of the first period.
So Eunice trails 17-8 here at the end of the first quarter. Definitely a different ball game from the last ball game. We've got 4 total fouls called in this quarter, whereas in the last game we were having 18 or something called in a quarter. So,
yep.
Not an ugly quarter. I mean, that was a good-looking quarter of basketball. Even for the Cardinals, I didn't think we looked bad there. We just couldn't get anything to go in the hoop. Even when we got to the free throw line, it seemed like we struggled. So we trail 8-17. We're going to start the second quarter here shortly, but I think Eunice has displayed that they can play with this team. Even though they're trailing here by 9, I think that we're definitely capable of competing with this group.
Yep. Well, the thing is, Obi kind of needs a break there, too. So they just keep him first. It's that 44, 6'4", 250 kind of guy. And then they've got the Cachon, who's 6'5", and they say 185.
Yeah.
But
he's a long, athletic kid, and he can play. I mean, that 24 looks like a ball player. And I'll tell you, there was another young man, I believe it was number 10.
Yes.
That and I don't know
he's got like 6 or 7 points now.
Yeah, he's averaging 10.7 a game. 6 foot 180 is what they've got him listed at. And so, that young man looked to me like a player as well. I saw him take it to the basket a couple times, and he just looked good. So here we go to start the second.
Well, and the other thing is Obi's going to need a break here. He has played all 8 minutes so far.
Well, I think he would be very happy with that because last game he didn't play as much as he thought he should have.
Right. Whoa, and the Dean, and they actually knocked the glasses off of Cachon, and Obi tries to get it, and they just let him a little too much. But Dean literally knocked the glasses off of the number 24.
Yeah, that was a collision there. 7:36 remaining here in the second quarter. 8-17, Hagerman.
All right, drives in there and puts off the number 10. That time he missed the ball, and that doesn't happen very often. I think that's going to be a foul. Oh, no, they're going to call him for traveling.
He shuffled his feet when he caught the ball, so that's a turnover, fortunately, for the Cardinals.
Yeah, because I would think TJ was right there. And, all right, so Woods brings the ball down. He looks to put it in, and there's nothing there. And so he palms it, whatever you want to call about it.
Right. Yeah, he definitely did, too. He kind of caught it on his hip as he was coming through there, trying to dribble with his offhand, which is the left, and he hangs it up on his hip. Yep. 7:13 remaining here in the half, 8-17, Hagerman.
At least it wasn't bad as that one girl last night who had 3 strides with it on her hip.
Yeah, that is true.
All right, Jorge gets them break it up there, but a three-pointer over there, and it is short. And the ball comes back down. They get the rebound, go into Cachon. He hands it off. In 10, Cachon gets another rebound. They got to stop him from getting three attempts down there underneath that basket.
Yeah, I agree.
And Dean's laying on the floor. TJ Martinez goes down. He goes over to Obi, and his shot, nice running, fakes it off and gets the 2 points. So 19-10.
Great finish there, and I didn't get the camera turning to catch it, but great finish there.
Yeah, TJ made a great one because he faked like he was going to go to Obi and then gets the guy to commit and brings it down. Another three-pointer. And this time he buries it.
That makes it 22-10 in favor of Hagerman.
And here's TJ. TJ goes off to Woods, and there's nothing there as they try to get the fast break down there. Woods to Jorge Ontiveros. He goes, his three-pointer is no good. Obi's there to follow up and buries it this time.
A nice rebound and put back there by Ontiveros. I really like what he did right there. Was way up under the basket, but still able to finish.
Yep. And he's hadn't had much luck tonight getting those balls to drop in, even though he's been there. And here's that number 10 driving.
That's a charge, all right. Great defense there by Hayden Dean. He saw that Jorge Ontiveros was beat, and as that young man from Hagerman started to attack the basket, Dean slid right over in perfect position and was able to pick up that charge. Looks like he kind of caught it in the midsection a little bit there, but he's a tough rascal, so I'll bet he'll be all right.
Yep. Well, you know, Dean, if nothing else, Dean's been hit by bigger guys.
That is true. That is true.
So we've seen him almost indestructible. So Woods pulls up for a three-pointer, and he misses everything. And the rebound off to Hagerman, and they've got a wide-open player, and nothing Jorge could do to get in his way there without drawing a foul. So we got Tavares, Woods. Come down to TJ. TJ goes driving in. His shot's no good. Obi's right there. His shot's no good again. Obi goes up one more time, and this time he draws the foul, and he's going to get a chance for three.
Yeah, Obi Ontiveros there went up, got the rebound, tried to get it to put back, but they kind of deflected it, but got his own rebound again, kind of gave a pump fake and was able to finish with contact. So that's, he's padding his rebound statistics and going to the line to get a few extra points here. We'll see if he can finish this free throw.
That's 5 fouls on Hagerman, so if anything else that could help us later in the game. That's 2 fouls now on that Jermillo. And Obi sinks this one.
Man, the bank is open here in Eunice tonight for everybody that needs banking services. It is open. So if we had a bank sponsor, someone from a bank that wants to sponsor,
wow, and there's that number 10 just ran everybody by. He has got to have at least 8 or 10 points now.
15-26 in favor of Hagerman.
And he goes over Dean from three-point range, and
nice.
Dean drains a three-pointer.
That's what we've needed all year. We've needed Dean to be able to knock some of those down, and it's really nice to see Dean step up and knock that three-pointer down.
Well, it keeps them honest out there as they can't collapse on the center. And that's the big number 44, and this is Ortega gets the ball down and dribbles it off his foot, but the ball comes back to Obi. And Obi's going to go in. He's going to be fouled, and that's going to be the 3rd foul on that number 44. So that's Jermillo. This could really help us.
Yeah,
we're still in the first half, and he's got 3 fouls.
That's a huge rebound there by Ontiveros up against the 6'4", 250-pound young man from Hagerman, and he gets that rebound as he goes back up with it, gets fouled. So that'll send him to the line. It'll also likely send the big man from Hagerman to the bench.
And Obi sinks that one. So he's 3 of 4 from the line tonight.
44 takes a seat. Number 10 takes a seat. So that's 2 of their 3 big 3 sitting on the bench. That's huge for Eunice.
And his second shot there is no good.
So 4:04 remaining here in the half. 19-26. Eunice is trying to claw back into it.
And get it in deep. And nice feed there. And this time the rebound. And boy, that's
Ovi had a block on that first putback, but then another young man comes in and finishes it off. 19-28.
All right. Dean goes to Organ Tavares, who, well, that was actually off to, and they stepped on the line, so we almost threw it away anyways to Ortega. He saves it, gets to Organ Tavares, and Ortega steps on the line, so we got a turnover there. And looks like George Ortega is going to go out, and TJ Martinez is coming back in.
Yeah, Ortega steps off. Martinez comes back in. Hagerman's ball. They'll dribble it across the timeline with 3:30 remaining in the half.
Yep. And here's Ovi. They've got him blocked out the top here. They're trying to get it in deep. Let him drive around, and here's the one thing they've been able to do is drive through the lane, and
Marcus
Tercero
Tercero
gets the ball away, but they knock it back from him, and so we get a turnover and a turnover back the other way. And fortunately for there, the young man put too much on it, and he throws the ball out of bounds.
Yep.
That's De La Cruz. Dean
Dean
made a nice move and threw it away.
Yeah, Dean and Tercero, sometimes just that pressure makes people play at a pace that they're not comfortable in, and they threw it out of bounds.
All right. 2:55 to go into Obi. He makes a nice move there, misses his shot, and the ball comes out, but Tercero gets the ball and then throws it away, and so the same thing as they got a 2-on-1 down here, Dean, and they convert perfectly as he's blocked, and so 30-19. Boy, high-scoring game here in this thing. Off to Obi, and this time he misses the ball again. He just cannot get those to drop.
Yeah, he is struggling to get a finish down there under the rim.
And that's going to be a foul on, is it going to be on Tercero or on Jorge Ontiveros?
Yeah, not real sure. 2:23 remaining here in the half, 19-30, and we're getting opportunities. We just can't seem to put the ball in the basket down underneath. 6 fouls to 2. Hagerman will go to the line here with an opportunity.
Called it on Jorge.
That's one on him. That ball rattles in and out, hits the rim, hits the backboard, hits the rim again, touches a couple angles of the rim, and then falls out. Fortunately for the Cardinals, Julius Woods will come in, and looks like Kevin Garcia, I believe, will come in, the freshman for the Cardinals.
Well, the good thing is both the big players for Hagerman are sitting on the bench right now, and he misses both ends of those, so this is the time for the Cardinals to make a move.
Julius Woods brings the ball across the timeline.
Because 24 and 44 are both on the bench now. So Ovi Ontiveros goes down. He drives and drains it.
Yeah, Jorge Ontiveros with a nice finish there. That makes it 21-30.
Yep. Boy, they just got some big kids on this Hagerman team, don't they? Even that number 20 is no slouch.
Yeah.
I mean, they're saying he's 6'1 and 210.
Yeah, Ovi, they cut that young man through the backside, and Ovi come over to help, and when he helped, he swatted at the ball and was called for a foul there. So that's going to make it 2 fouls on him here in the second quarter. 21-30 Hagerman, and Hagerman will go to the line to shoot 2.
And he hasn't gotten a break. He has played the entire half, and that first ball drops down. So that's Morales, and
so it's 21 to.
And he buries the next one.
So I had one more point on my scoreboard, but I'll leave it that they've got now. 21-31. Eunice will have the ball after 2 made free throws, bringing it up toward the timeline.
All right, so Dean is out. And you got Kevin Garcia in there now. And Woods comes out to Woods. He looks to drive, goes over to T.J. Martinez. Trying to get into Obi. Obi gets it in. He goes over, now goes to Jorge Ontiveros. He drives in, touching there. He goes back to Garcia, to Woods. Woods goes to drive out to T.J. Martinez. T.J. Martinez throws up a 3 and buries the 3.
Martinez off the glass. I'm telling you, the bank is open. 24-32. Eunice.
Oh, and the wide open is a breakdown. They have a breakdown there on the defense, and T.J. is going to pick up a foul there. As coming through the back doors, we've seen them do a number of times here. We're missing that, picking that player up.
Yeah, they're cutting that man running down the baseline, and we see him, he's running off a pick and sometimes a double pick, and we're struggling to pick that young man up as he's cutting down the baseline. So he'll go to the free throw line here. 1:11 remaining, and he'll knock down the first one. That extends the lead to 24-33. He's
1:11 left here.
Yeah, getting ready for his second, and he knocks it. It does not fall in, and Ovi Ontiveros with the rebound.
TJ brings the ball down. He looks it out there. He's out to Kevin Garcia. Garcia to Woods. Woods goes to Jorge Ontiveros. He's looking to drive out. He goes to TJ Martinez. TJ Martinez puts up the 3. It's no good. And
So
Looks like-
Martinez hits the glass and banks it in from the other side. This time he throws it up, almost banks it again. It did everything but fall in.
so that's going to be a foul there on one of the Bobcats, and we'll see who that is. In fact, that puts us in the bonus now. Only 51 seconds left here in the half. That was on number 30, and that's his second foul.
Well, Julius Woods will go to the free throw line, better known by everybody as Jules. That's what everybody calls him. Like I said,
And he misses it, and the rebound. They're going to say white ball. No, they're going to say Cardinal ball.
No, he never
I mean,
pointed,
yeah.
so I think he's just assuming it's green, and somebody will come get it. 50
Yeah,
seconds remaining here in the half. 24-33. Hagerman brings it across the timeline.
And Jorge Ontiveros steals that ball mid-pass, and it comes down and gets the layup.
Nice. That's a nice steal. Nice coast-to-coast finish.
TJ, 28 seconds left here in the half. And the three-pointer there, and oh my, that ball went around 47 times before it finally drained down for a three-pointer for the Bobcats. Dean drives in, goes off to Obi. Obi is tied up underneath the jump ball as he couldn't quite handle the pass. A little too much off at the Dean. And it's going to still stay Cardinals ball. 9.8 seconds left here in the half. And Jorge Ontiveros goes off TJ Martinez. Going to Obi again.
Nice.
And, yep.
Yeah, that's a nice move there by Ontiveros. They gave him the ball down low. He puts a little shimmy on him and turns back to the inside and was hammered there as he went up. Let's see. He's going to have to knock down some of these free throws, though.
Yep. Well, they're saying that was on 20, not 30. Okay.
And he makes the first one.
Yep.
That cuts the lead down to 9, 27-36. Ovi will have a chance at one more here.
And he misses that one. A little late start on the clock there.
Yeah,
It
and
didn't matter anyways. It ran out. But
that'll end the first half. Eunice trails by 9, 27-36. You know, I mean, it's a competitive ball game, and if we knock down some of those shots that we're getting right into the basket, it's a different ball game at this point. So not a bad look for the Cardinals here in that first half.
No, I mean, I think that half took less time than the second quarter did of the girls thing. That was some exciting basketball.
Yes.
I mean, on both teams, and like I said, if how many chances Obi's just he's underneath there and he's just not getting those rolls, but we're having opportunities, and that's the important thing. So we've kept the game close, and we've just missed opportunities.
Yeah, so we'll have 10 minutes here for halftime. Eunice trails 27-36 here at halftime, Eunice versus Hagerman.
All right, we're going to take a break and listen to people that make this broadcast possible. Without them, we wouldn't be able to bring this to you.
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics. Parker Energy, family owned and operated since 2006. Their team is known for their hard work and dedication, big enough to meet your needs for transport, pump trucks, vacuum trucks, and disposal services. Parker Energy and their staff are huge supporters of all Lee County sports and academics. They encourage their young adults to go the extra mile, whether it's sports, grades, or just being a better you. Parker Energy Support Services, 2350 Avenue O, a proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Are you looking for a reliable and trustworthy auto shop? Check out Zia Auto Shop in Eunice. Zia Auto Shop specializes in lube and tires and accessories. They accept fleet company maintenance cards and do washing and detailing. Next time you need a dependable tire lube service for your vehicle, Zia Auto Shop has you covered. All the services you need, call 394-0298 for all your lube, tire, and accessories. That's 394-0298. Zia Auto Shop, 1800 Main Street in Eunice, proud supporters of the Eunice Cardinals and Lady Cardinals.
Cardinal Hardware is your complete lumber yard with reasonable prices and outstanding service. When you need hardware or lumber, think of Cardinal Hardware. When you need great accommodations that feel like home, think of Oil Patch Motel in Eunice. Cardinal Hardware and Oil Patch Motel in Eunice, another proud sponsor of all Lee County sports and academics.
Eunice has a friendly small-town atmosphere, great schools and churches, and a low cost of living. The entire community is very involved with all levels of sports and academics. The Eunice Department of Motor Vehicles' new office hours are Monday through Thursday, 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. No testing on Friday. Eunice, a friendly small town with a wonderful community and amenities. The Eunice Clinic is proud to support the Eunice Cardinals. Go Cardinals! You're the pride of Eunice. The Eunice Health Clinic offers many of the same basic services that many local physicians provide. They specialize in sick care for all ages, women's exams, physicals, health education, lab tests, and diagnostic studies. They're proud supporters of athletic and academic events. The Eunice Health Clinic is proud to back the Cardinals. Go Cards!
Eunice Public Schools is proud of their Eunice Cardinals, the Eunice community, and the staff of Eunice Schools. Eunice Public Schools has anchored itself as an integral part of the Eunice community and takes school safety very seriously. Eunice Schools have continually provided a quality education for the students of Eunice through good times and bad. The Eunice School District appreciates the Eunice community, and they're proud of their Eunice Cardinals. Eunice is on the move. Are you ready?
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics. Parker Energy, family owned and operated since 2006. Their team is known for their hard work and dedication, big enough to meet your needs for transport, pump trucks, vacuum trucks, and disposal services. Parker Energy and their staff are huge supporters of all Lee County sports and academics. They encourage their young adults to go the extra mile, whether it's sports, grades, or just being a better you. Parker Energy Support Services, 2350 Avenue O, a proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Are you looking for a reliable and trustworthy auto shop? Check out Zia Auto Shop in Eunice. Zia Auto Shop specializes in lube and tires and accessories. They accept fleet company maintenance cards and do washing and detailing. Next time you need a dependable tire lube service for your vehicle, Zia Auto Shop has you covered. All the services you need, call 394-0298 for all your lube, tire, and accessories. That's 394-0298. Zia Auto Shop, 1800 Main Street in Eunice, proud supporters of the Eunice Cardinals and Lady Cardinals.
Cardinal Hardware is your complete lumber yard with reasonable prices and outstanding service. When you need hardware or lumber, think of Cardinal Hardware. When you need great accommodations that feel like home, think of Oil Patch Motel in Eunice. Cardinal Hardware and Oil Patch Motel in Eunice, another proud sponsor of all Lee County sports and academics.
Eunice has a friendly small-town atmosphere, great schools and churches, and a low cost of living. The entire community is very involved with all levels of sports and academics. The Eunice Department of Motor Vehicles' new office hours are Monday through Thursday, 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. No testing on Friday. Eunice, a friendly small town with a wonderful community and amenities.
All right, welcome back to the Eunice Cardinals Gym as the Cardinals are trailing 36-27 to the Hagerman Bobcats. And what's your thoughts on the first half there, Judge?
You know, for the most part, I liked what I saw there. I didn't like the fact that we weren't able to finish on numerous shots down there. We've got to make some of those little gimmies down low, but I like what we're doing. I like the speed, the pace of play. I mean, you know, if we get a few more of those shots to fall, we're down 9. I mean, we make a few more of those shots. We've probably had 15 shots right into the basket that we just didn't finish.
Yep.
And so we make half of those, and we're winning this ball game. And so we're going to have to finish those, but at the same time, I like the pace. I like some of the things that I saw in that first half. You know, Ovi had a tough time finishing down there under the basket that half, but at the same time, I like the looks. I like the aggression. I like some of the things I'm seeing. On the other end, you know, they've knocked down some long threes. Most of those were contested. It wasn't like they were standing out there shooting spot-up threes. And then, of course, we talked about it before the game. They've got a couple of big old boys in number 44 and number 24. I mean, you're talking both those kids are 6'4", 6'5". One of them probably weighing 250 plus. I'm thinking more like 270, 280.
Well, if he's 6'5" and I'm 6'2" and 240.
Yeah.
So
he's probably 270.
Yeah.
You know, he is a large boy. I'm assuming that was the big boy on the football team that was just the monster that they had down there on the offensive defensive line. But and then that number 24, who's a sophomore, you know, kind of reminiscent of like a Larry Bird type look to him out there. He's got some goggles on and you know, he's moving. He's moving well without the ball. He's catching and shooting. He's shooting the mid-range shot.
Think what he's going to look after 2 more years of filling out.
Yeah, that young man looks like you just look at him and go, that kid looks like a basketball player. And we've talked about that when we're talking about the girls program, saying we really just don't have anybody that has the look test for basketball. That young man over there has the look test for basketball.
The other thing I think we've got to find a way to stop is they've had too many easy baskets on the guy cutting down the baseline.
Yeah.
We've given up probably 10, 12 points on that move by them.
Yeah, they run a little double screen on that baseline cutter, and they've been able to get it into them. And even when we've been able to defend it and get there, they've caught it down low, and then we've had to foul them and send them to the free throw line. So other than the points they've scored off of it, they've also went to the free throw line a number of times off of it. And it's usually somebody else's man that comes over and picks up that foul trying to help stop that easy bucket. And so we're going to have to do a better job of that. And then, you know, of course, they've got a little bit of size advantage on us down low, but those second chance opportunities, a lot of times somebody will drive to the basket, someone like Ovi or Jorge will come over and help, and that person will miss that initial shot, but now we're out of position trying to defend, and they get a rebound and a putback.
Well, they're coming out with a different look than they started the game with. So TJ's out there and Julius Woods is out there, so Tresero's not out there, Ortega's not out there. So a little different look to start this half.
Yeah, Hagerman will have the ball at half court, throwing it in at the timeline. Here we go to start the third quarter, 27-36.
And so bring it out to number 2. He gets a block. He goes across into Cachone. There's nothing there. He throws it out the three-pointer and buries that three-pointer. So that's not what we wanted to see to start off the half.
Not a good start for the Cardinals.
And Organ Taveras, he gets underneath there and loses the ball. I've always heard when they're rolling around the ground, there's supposed to be a traveling call, but, you know. So they go in and, boy, another easy basket off the transition.
41-27 here early in the third quarter.
All right. Oregon Taveras pulls up, and he drills that one, so a two-pointer there, 41-29.
Yeah, Jorge with a nice little mid-range there.
Boy, and they're bringing their big Cachone out front there to open up that lane to bring in Ovi out front. And just drain another three-pointer. That's that number 10. I think he's got to have 12 or 13 points already in this game.
Man, he is
Jonah Bajano.
He is on fire out there from the outside.
Woods pulls it up. He goes back to Jorge Ontiveros. He goes out to Woods. To TJ Martinez. Martinez hopped up there. Over to Woods. Trying to get into Ovi there, or over Ontiveros. And the ball, TJ gets it. He goes out to Dean. Dean goes to drive in. Oh, and Dean was looking to pass to somebody, and they weren't there.
Yeah, I think he had the right idea, just the wrong pass on the ball. But he saw what he thought he saw, because I saw it from the same angle.
Yep.
He just, the pass didn't quite get through there. So 6:14 remaining in the third, 29-44, Eunice trails.
Yeah, I think he was looking for TJ there. And Jorge Ontiveros puts it back down. They get the rebound and puts it right back up. So Jorge Ontiveros has a block, but the ball goes right back to the Bobcats player. 46-29.
He's on his back. So,
yep.
they'll
there was
call
no doubt on that one.
Yeah, when Ovi gets position in there, that's really tough for people to defend. And so they got a foul there. Eunice will have the ball on the baseline. That's 2 on 24, and he's going to step off. 44 is going to come in to guard Ovi now, and we could really use a foul here.
Yeah, considering he's already got 3 on him. I'm just kind of surprised that they're – considering he's got 3, that they're taking Chone out. And Ovi's shot is that's Jorge's shot is no good.
Yeah, that 44, when Ovi went up that time, I don't know if you've seen it, but he had a hold of Ovi by the wrist. And Ovi was not happy about it. He couldn't get his hand up.
Yeah.
So 5:36 remaining in the third, 46-29. Hagerman brings it across the midline.
Wow, that was a hard pass. It went off the back. It was pass supposed to be underneath, went off the backboard and went all the way down under. Dean tries to grab the charge, but that's the only option he did. The guy was 6 inches, 7 inches taller than him. So this, we've yet to score in this half. Dean just misses a three-pointer, doesn't catch anything. And so it's 48-29 as they're opening this up to a 19-point lead. He steps out for a three-pointer again and drills it. So this is looking a little reminiscent of that Tatum game, the number one guy for Tatum. And there's a steal there, and he comes down, he picks up the trailer, and they miss it. The second trailer picks it up, and 3 shots there, 3 attempts, and they finally get it in.
Yeah, so now you got 29-53, and quickly this game went from extremely competitive to not so much.
Yep. Rory comes in there, and he's not able to get it, and somebody is going to be fouled there.
Yeah, it looked like Jorge got fouled. Now, unfortunately, when he went up, he threw the pass then, so I'm guessing that that'll be on the floor. So they'll throw it in on the baseline, trailing 29-53, 4:23 remaining here in the third, and we're going to have some mass substitutions.
Well, that's 2 fouls on number 10. He's been a huge, right now, he's definitely their leading scorer. Needs to get it in. And we got Thompson in the game now. All right. Tricero goes in. His shot is up and no good. And so another trip down the court for the Cardinals with no results.
Yeah, 4 minutes remain here in the third. 29-53, Hagerman.
And there's another three-pointer. And the rebound goes off to Tricero. So now Thompson's driving down the court. He pulls it over to Jorge Ontiveros. He drives up and in. And his shot falls, and he was actually fouled on that too.
Yeah, nice finish there by Jorge Ontiveros in traffic. That makes it 31-53.
Boy, and they were waiting down there as the Cardinals were sleeping. Fortunately, he missed the shot.
We got a jump ball here. Tercero and one of the Bobcats tied up with it. 31-53, 3:28 remaining in the third. Eunice will have the ball under the Bobcat basket. They'll have to go the length of the floor here off the dead ball. So the official's talking to Thompson about something. I think he's talking about his haircut. He thought he had a cool haircut there. So Thompson
has no hair.
He's bringing the ball down the floor. 31-53. Nice move there by Thompson.
Yep. Well, that opens up a whole new avenue if we can execute on something like that. And
yeah, that's a great move there by Thompson.
And there's that same thing. Is so they pull the guy off, Thompson pulls over, and they opens the lane and drives in and scores.
Yeah, so now Eunice will bring it back up the court, trailing 55-33.
All right, Veras, he goes over there to Ortega, and Ortega's shot is no good, and the rebound goes off to the Bobcats. And so got a couple of attempts there, and so there's still going to drive over. Morales, he goes over to Alvarez, and the ball's going to be kicked and out of bounds, and that ball's going to go over to the Cardinals.
Yeah, so Eunice will get the ball back here after the turnover there. 33-55. Eunice trailing by 22 here with 2:22 remaining in the third. So lots of 22s.
And Cachone is back in the game for the Bobcats. Looking there, Obi's actually out of the top of the key. You don't want to see that. So Thompson, that ball is almost stolen away. He's going to drive down, loses it on the dribble. And, boy, what a great pass there. They fed him perfectly, and he completes it. 57-33. So Orgeon Taveras. And that three-pointer there by Ortega is no good. Obi goes back up. Oh, that was Orge. He goes up. Obi goes up this time and gets the foul.
Yeah, so Ontiveros to Ontiveros. One Ontiveros on one side of the basket, one on the other side, and they were basically shooting and rebounding each other's misses. Ovi's finally able to get a hold of it and get the putback and the foul. It also makes 3 fouls on number 24, Chacon, which is their leader this year in scoring and rebounds. So that's a good deal there. Sends Ovi to the free throw line.
And both 44 and 24 now have 3 fouls. And that's their 2 big guys, and Ovi knocks that one down.
Yeah, he finishes the three-point play. That's big for Eunice.
All right, down by 19, or down by 21. Bring it out there, the three-pointer again. And they have really made the three-pointers, and that's Trucero's going. He's driving down, and his shot, he falls in and falls. So
that's 38-57, and the cameraman there, me, did a poor job of rotating it.
All right, there's another three-pointer, and he buries the three. We get 2, and they answer with a 3.
Yeah, every time we think we're clawing back in, they do that.
Yeah. 60-38.
They're now trying to double Ovi in the post.
And he got all, according to the ref, he got all ball, and Ovi is not happy about it, and he's busy arguing with the referee, and the ball comes down. And they get it. So Obi was discussing with the referee while the play was going on down at the other end.
38-62. Now they'll call him for it. He said he got him with the hip. That'll be 4 on their main player here in the third quarter. So the leading scorer for Hagerman now, the leading scorer and leading rebounder on the season, now has 4 fouls for the Bobcats. So that's huge for Eunice.
And need to keep pumping it inside and bring 44 back into the game because he can't keep up with them. So Orge and Ovi.
Yep. Yeah, so you've got 3 on 44. That's the 6'5", 260-plus kid. You've got 4 on 24,
yep,
which is their leading scorer and rebounder. So that's huge for the Cardinals.
All right, can he convert? And nope.
And we just can't put the dang ball in the basket. And right there, we missed one. But 31 seconds remaining here in the third. Ovi goes back to the line for the second of 2, trailing 38-62.
And he makes the second one. 6'2", 39 there. I was going to say, wait a second, they need to put a point up there. And drive down in, and the ball's on the ground. And the Cardinals come up with it. So that's Trucero that gets that ball away. He goes to Orgeon Taveras because of Thompson. Thompson drives down And there we see it. They do the same feed that we've gotten burned on so many times.
Yeah, that was a great pass there by Jorge Ontiveros over to the Thompson young man who finished in traffic, 41-62.
And the Bobcats are wasting a scoring opportunity as the clock expires here in the third quarter, as the Cardinals are trailing by 21 points.
Yeah, I really like that last little transition there. A nice little backdoor cut by Thompson. Nice pass by Jorge Ontiveros, a little one-hand push pass right between two defenders. Thompson catches it, finishes in traffic. You know, there's some things that you see from these Cardinals that make you go, nice. That right there, that looks good. Unfortunately, then we'll have 2 or 3 trips up and down the floor that don't look so pretty, and so you look.
We just can't get it to drop. I mean, we've had some great plays down there. We just haven't gotten the ball to fall in.
Yeah, I agree. I think overall we've played well. We just have not finished, and I would guess that from the free throw line we've got to be well under 50%, and so. We're not finishing there either. And, we may be knocking down one here and one there, but we're getting to the line. We've got their better players in foul trouble. We'll see if we can capitalize on that here in the fourth. 44's out there on the floor. He's got 3 fouls. We need to attack him, see if we can get him in foul trouble as well.
Yeah, Jorge and Ovid need to go after him and just bring everything inside and force him to react.
Yeah.
He's out top of the key. All right, that's the number 10. You got to be careful there, and it steals away. Tricera gets that rebound over the back. Here comes Thompson down the court, and Thompson knocks it away and loses it off the thing. And they drive down and a layup, and Thompson's going to get a foul too.
Yeah,
as he dribbled the ball off his toe, they get it away, and then he fouls trying to block it. And I want to say, if you're going to foul, you got to make sure that you foul.
Yeah.
I hate to say that, but
he gave up the foul there with the and one, and so that brings the lead to 64-41, 7:29 remaining here in the game. It's great hustle by the young man Thompson, and Hagerman's able to capitalize with a 3-point play, 65-41.
Yep. All right, 7:24 left here in the game, and and Obi's called for a travel there. So, all right, 7:16, 65-24. Bobcats ball is going to bring it down the court here again. And bring it across the other way. There's an attempt to bring it in. And this time they miss it, and there's the big guy, number 44. He scores it on the putback.
It makes it 67-41.
Runs Veras, he goes in, and that is to George Ortega, and he drops that one in.
That's a nice shot there by Ortega. He really got up high off the floor.
Yep.
Finished 43-67, Hagerman.
All right. 10, he pulls up and misses it, and back, and boy, Ovi just buried that one back in there.
Yeah,
in your face.
Great block there by Ontiveros.
Yep. Sarah trying to get in there to Obi, and it goes off their foot, and Jorge picks it up, misses a shot, and the rebound goes over to the Bobcats. Well, we just cannot get anything to drop.
Right. Yeah, that was a kick ball there, too,
yep.
Which no big deal. It still ended up in our hands, but definitely a kick ball.
Oh, boy. And, again, we have that wide open, and then that was just on George Ortega's. That was just a poor move on that one for the foul.
Yeah, I think he got in there trying to hustle back into the play, but, yeah, he definitely fouled and gives them a chance for the and one here. Looks like we're going to have a timeout. Eunice, they're going to call a timeout here. They're asking for a full timeout. So with 6:02 remaining in the game, Eunice trails 43-69 here to the Hagerman Bobcats.
And it's a good game. It's just we're not converting, and the ball's just not dropping. I mean, that's just one of the biggest factors here tonight.
to support the Eunice Cardinals. Go Cardinals! You're the pride of Eunice. The Eunice Health Clinic offers many of the same basic services that many local physicians provide. They specialize in sick care for all ages, women's exams, physicals, health education, lab tests, and diagnostic studies. They're proud supporters of athletic and academic events. The Eunice Health Clinic is proud to back the Cardinals. Go Cards!
All right, we're back here for the free throw here. And make this 70 points. That's Morano. He's going, and he drills that one, and
43-70 in favor of the Bobcats. 6 minutes remain.
All right, Tricero throws up the three-pointer, and it's no good. And the rebound is off to the Bobcats. So this one and done is not, just not getting rebounds, and the balls are not dropping, and we're giving them too many opportunities. And that was a great shot, and Ovi gets... Okay. Well, the ball is taken away underneath the basket there. There should have been a couple of fouls. There wasn't. And they're able to convert on it and makes it 72. And another turnover. And a fast break on, it's away. Orge got theirs. He throws it inside, and it goes under and knocks it away. So Ovi knocks the ball away and blocks it. And we're going to have a bunch of substitutions here for the Cardinals. And it looks like Ovi's setting down finally.
Yeah, he'll get a break here. 5:03 remaining in the game, 43-72. We have Dean, Jules, Marcus
Tavares is on the bench too now.
TJ and Gomez, the freshman, they'll all be in the game here.
So Gomez is going to try and post up against this big guy and is not successful in his first attempt there. And 4:47, and the Bobcats are going to bring the ball down court again. And they definitely have a height advantage against this team that's out here for the Cardinals. And they get a traveling call there on the Bobcats, so that's a turnover. And so Cachone's back on the court, and so they've got their big scorer back on the game here with both Orge and Ovid sitting on the bench.
Yeah, 4:30 remaining, 43-72. Dean will be bringing the ball up the floor. They're in a 2-3 zone now.
Dean drains that from an NBA three-pointer.
Yeah, Hayden Dean with a nice shot right there. 46-72, 4:20 remaining.
And we're going to stop them this time down the court. That's the hard thing. And there's their big shooter, and he misses a three-pointer. They get the rebound off of that. They get another rebound. And, okay, that ball goes off there. I love it. Cachone was trying to say that he was grabbed, and I was going, wait a second. What did you do to Thompson? Or Gomez?
That's 5 on him, too. They called that foul on him for reaching up over the back. So he'll go to the bench now. And, like I said, that's their leading scorer and leading rebounder. So he's out. He spent most of the time in this fourth quarter on the bench anyway, and we just haven't been able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, I thought that there should have been a foul on him, and so it was good to see that he's out of the game. Now we've got the big 44 in there. I need to work on him to draw 2 more fouls over on him. Dean goes to Tricero. Tricero's trying to drive the baseline. There's nothing there. He's trapped trying to get back out, so he's going to Gomez. Gomez goes back out to Woods. Woods' three-pointer is no good, and the rebound goes over to the Bobcats. Okay, we're going to have a foul or a jump. We're going to have a foul. I think they're going to call that foul on Woods.
I don't know what they're going to call. I'm not real sure they know what they're going to call.
Well, maybe it's timeout.
Yeah, I
call the
think
timeout what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. They're going to say timeout here with 3:33 remaining, 46-72. We are over halfway through the fourth quarter, and we just haven't had an answer for this Bobcat team here in the second half. Did an amazing job in the first half. Second half, we just haven't. Every time we've come down and put a move together or play together and got some buckets, then they've come down and got a 3-point bucket or a foul and an and one. So we score 1 or 2 and they score 3, and it's just kind of been that way the whole half.
No, absolutely. You're right. I mean, we got sometimes we made the runs. We get 2-pointers, and they're coming back with 3s.
Yeah.
All right, bring the back in. They got a feed out there to number 30, and he misses it. The rebound goes over to the Bobcats. And miss again, and so that ball's on the ground. And he runs back, so that's Woods. Woods gets the ball to T.J. Martinez, and T.J. Martinez is going to be fouled. I think he's fouled by number 44.
So that's 4 on him now. So now they're 2 top rebounders. One is already fouled out. This young man here will now have 4 on him.
And Jorge Ontiveros is in the game now. So we need to convert. He's got to be a little careful with 4 fouls on him, so maybe we use this as a time as Jorge get in there, push that back in there. Dean driving in, and Dean is fouled.
The scoreboard, when they first showed the fouls up there, they had number 30 with 6 fouls. I thought that was entertaining. Then they adjusted it. So Dean gets fouled attacking the basket there. Looks like he's going to go to the free throw line at this point. Everybody's set up on the free throw line anyway. He's saying it is now 1-1.
Yeah, they're in the bonus.
So Dean will have an opportunity to shoot 1 and possibly 2 if he can make the front end here.
Okay, I'm kind of surprised that the foul was on number 5 because I thought that should have been called on the big guy.
Well, that's the last 2 because this one down here I thought was on the big guy, but they showed it on 30.
And we missed the front end of that one. And so the ball goes back to the Bobcats as they lead 72-46. 3 minutes left in the game. All right. And TJ's out there on him. Right at the top of the key. They're kind of just killing time. There they drive in, and he pitches it up, and nothing there. The De La Cruz at the top. He's being guarded by Martinez there, and the ball goes out of bounds, so it should be Cardinals ball. So we got a break there.
Yeah, Hagerman forced it there, threw it out of bounds. 2:39 remaining in the game. Eunice trails 46-72.
And they ran off almost 30 seconds of the clock on that possession, and there's a 3-pointer by T.J. Martinez, and it's no good. And I think that at this point here, they want to get the score, but they're interested in burning time. They bring it inside, and he's wide open as nothing really Trucero could have done to stop him anyways. All right, 74-46. Dean throws up 3-pointer, and it's no good. He gets his own rebound. Well, he kind of got his own rebound back, and they got a breakaway there. And the trailer and a little NBA showboating there. And a 30-point lead here for the Bobcats with under 2 minutes to go. And Woods buries a 2 there, 76-48. And they throw that ball down. And again, nobody's down there. And they got a breakdown on the defense. And Trucero, there was 3 green jerseys standing underneath that basket and no white ones. Trucero gets in there late, prevents the basket, but draws the foul.
Got an update from Tatum. Tatum versus Jow. Jow wins more than doubling Tatum's score, 47-26. So Jow dismantles Tatum tonight in Tatum.
All right. And he misses the front end of that, and so we got a whole new group coming in for the Cardinals. And so Jorge Ontiveros is setting down, and Gomez is coming in, and Ovi Ontiveros is back in the game. And they also got Billy Blevins in the game now, too.
That young man's a freshman, too, that's got a promising future here on the court.
And Kevin Garcia, so they got 2 freshmen in the game there, and he makes the actually, I think they have 3 freshmen out there. The Cardinals have 3 freshmen out here, minute 24 left in the game. Goes to Obi, he goes inside, and that ball drops in. and that's George Ortega, sorry. Jorge sitting on the bench. So 77-50, 1:15 left in the game. And they get that, and the breakaway there, we come down here, is Kevin Garcia gets his shot is no good, but the follow-up by Gomez is good.
52-77, under a minute to go.
And they drive it back down in. 48 seconds left. The clock. And it's just kind of they're passing around, maybe looking to take that last shot. And they get that opening inside and drives down. And nice from Gomez, a nice block shot there.
Update from Hobbs Roswell. Roswell beats Hobbs 68-58.
Ortega goes into Obi. Obi shot is no good. The second time in there, he scores it. And 77-54. And that's going to be the game. We got 10 seconds left here. They're just going to bring the ball down across. Well, I thought maybe they were just going to bring it across. Yeah, that is definitely the game. All right, final score here is 77-54 as the Bobcats are victorious here tonight at the Eunice Cardinal Gym. I think we saw some good things here tonight, but we also saw some things that need some work. But, I mean, there's not much you can do when the balls aren't dropping either.
Yeah, just couldn't quite get the ball in the basket tonight, but as a whole, we saw some good things here. Eunice loses 77-54. Jow beats Tatum tonight in Tatum on the boys' side. The Lovington boys lose by 2 to Artesia. Artesia's had quite the season this year, and so I was trying to look at some of these other updates. Clovis beats Carlsbad in the boys' side. I'm just scrolling through here looking at some of these scores and updates, but the Hobbs Lady Eagles dismantle Roswell 57-18. Roswell Goddard beats Portales, and like I said, the Roswell boys beat Hobbs. So those are some of the scores that I've been able to see. Those are the ones that people have updated. Anyway, just a tough night here for the Cardinals. Great night for the Lady Cardinals. They had probably their best outing of the year.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And so, but we're not finished. I think we've got 3 more nights of basketball this week. So overall,
no, only 2.
2.
Yeah, we got the girls on Dexter here Friday night, and then we go to Portales for the boys game on Friday.
Okay, so we don't have anything Thursday?
I don't believe so.
All right. Well,
and
that's
the boss is over there shaking her head no.
Yeah,
so.
she probably whooped me if we have any more left. So.
So we'll be back with you here. So the Dexter girls will be down here on Friday night. The Eunice boys will be going to Dexter. The problem is their gym is being remodeled, and so they're using the elementary school gym. And so the boys varsity team is going to be playing in the elementary school gym there on Friday night, and then we'll be following the boys to Portales on Saturday. So we thank you all for tuning in this evening. This is Steve Mueller for Judge Jimmy Jones, and we'll be back with you on Friday night. Everybody be safe. Good night.